that?
That is a painting by Callan Schwab that I turned into my desktop.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
All right, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Tattoo Collecting Podcast with Fawn Baker and Jordan Rookus. If you guys are just watching, let us know that these streams are working by tagging a friend, either who loves tattoo collecting, or let us know where you're beaming in from in the comments section. Thank you to everybody on YouTube or Facebook, and a special thanks of you who are listening to this podcast as well. All of these network shows, art jams, drawing groups, interviews, panels, webinars, all of this can be enjoyed and watched anytime at Reinventing 24/7. And if you guys go there in your browser, you can enter to win a goodie bag with lots of samples from Shine Cartridges, Raw Pigments, and D-Lives Pro. Other than our show today, we have several weekly shows and drawing groups that you guys may find interest in. Every Sunday at 1 p.m., we have a Reinventing drawing group with Jason Leeser. Monday evenings, we have our evening canon class with subscribers led by Guy Aitchison, where you kind of just join in through a Zoom link. You can get critiqued, work on a drawing together with a group. It's very, very cool. To join, subscribe to this canon at courses.reinventingthetattoo.com. We also have a Reinventing drawing group with Ricardo on Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Wednesdays at noon is a Tattoo Now show. And Thursdays at 10 a.m., subscribers are encouraged to join Kier for Apprentice Fundamentals. And every Thursday, you can find Fawn and Jordan here for the Tattoo Collecting Podcast. If you're looking for pro development courses and other stuff like that, the Reinventing Canon and all of its content that's 25 years in the making can be found at courses.reinventingthetattoo.com. Also want to say thank you to some of our sponsors before we get started. We've got worldtattooevents.com with the largest, most comprehensive resource for tattoo events in the world. Also, thank you to Raw Pigments, an ink company that is tapping into the source with acrylic-free pigments that will soon be available in Europe and across the globe as well. Thank you to Tattoo Now, providing technology for tattooers for the last 25 years, and the founder and inspiration behind Reinventing the Tattoo, Guy Aitchison. You can find his Biomech Encyclopedia, DVDs, machines, and paintings all at guyaitchison.com. We also welcome positive reviews on our channels and would love for you to follow us on YouTube or Facebook, social media. We are there at Reinventing the Tattoo. If you'd like to host an event just like this or something similar, or to sponsor this community, just send us an email at management@reinventingthetattoo.com. I'm going to get out of here and introduce our guest with Fawn. I'll be in the background reading off comments. I'll have my browser open. If you guys have any requests to share inspirations or references, just let me know. All right, I'm going to kick it over to you to Fawn and Jordan, and let's see what's going on in your worlds today. Fawn, you are muted right now, so I can't hear your lovely introduction. And Jordan, we missed you last week, but happy to see you today.
There we go. Thanks for bringing us in, Lauren.
Yeah, definitely.
That was a good one. This is my good friend Faith Champer. She's joining us today to talk about tattoos. Just off camera, her mom's with us too, Pam. So if we hear additional commentary, that's where it's coming from. So last week we were trying to get Faith to come down with us. This week it was kind of a last minute arrangement for me to. I hit her up yesterday before I went into work, and I was like, "What if, since things are kind of crazy, what if I just came up?" So. We're kind of like impromptu on a remote. It looks like we're in the middle of the forest.
This is just my wall.
It's not really a trippy forest.
I like to pretend to be in the forest as much as possible.
But it looks great.
And then be there when I'm not here.
I feel like we should have a trippy backdrop like that.
It's nice. I love it.
All the time. Yeah.
You should have seen the one she had up before.
Oh, I remember.
Oh,
I remember.
It wasn't as cool as this one.
So, Jordan, you're still muted. There we go.
Oh, goodness. No wonder.
There we go. How's Jordan been the last couple of days?
Sorry. I thought I was over here talking. I was like, oh, no one's listening to me.
Nobody's acknowledging.
I'm just kidding.
We didn't want to hear your shit.
What'd you just ask, Fun?
Oh, I was just asking what's going on in Jordan's world.
Oh, all sorts of little things, but also not a whole lot. Yep. Today started out feeding the fish.
Nice.
Yep. Taking care of the aquariums this morning.
We can just jump into one of the things that I kind of wanted to pick both of your guys' brains about. I think we're definitely going to get into a lot of Faith's like tattoo history past, but I think this is going to lead right into that. So let's talk like music festivals. You were going to music festivals when you were super young. Jordan, you were
Right.
going to music festivals when you were super young.
Uh-huh.
I kind of want to pick your guys' brains about like the tattoo art that you've seen over the years and like how that's kind of changed. And did that inspire you to want more tattoos? Like, was that an inspiration?
Well, I grew up in Buckeye Lake, so that was lucky me because I was right by Legend Valley, got to see the dead, way too young to be there, honestly. Tattoos are way better now, I'll tell you that. The outline used to be spread out, all that stuff, but it's kind of like the flash work, everybody did flash work, and if they didn't, it was still, I don't know what was wrong with their guns. A lot of us were using guitar strings with with a Walkman motor. Half my tattoos were guitar string with a Walkman motor and a pen, and your brother, her brother did that to me. I had all those covered up. By Fawn.
I was little.
Yeah, Fawn was just a kid at that time. She was too young to be doing tattoos, but her brother was doing tattoos at like 15. So he started real young, and then I think, didn't he let you practice on him at one point?
I did my first tattoo on Tad. He talked me into it. And this was like after I had already I had like wanted to do an apprenticeship with somebody else. And he kind of just like strung me along and like wasted my time and like told me women didn't succeed in tattooing. Yeah. But long story short, a few years, maybe even a year later, it might not have even been a few years. It was probably within the same year. My brother hits me up. He's like, hey, I want you to do this tattoo for me. I'm like, like, I'll draw it up, have Speedy do it. And he's another like mutual friend tattooer of all of ours. And he's like, no, I want you to do it. I'll even set my equipment up for you. I'll show you how it works. And like some of the things he showed me it worked for his equipment, but that's not how it works in the real tattoo world. Anyways, he walked me through it. Can I ash in this? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So he walked me through it, and the first tattoo that I did on him, it healed up a little light. Like it definitely.
You didn't push hard enough.
I erred on the side of caution. So we went back in and like we just outlined it the first time, and then the next time I saw him, we went through and shaded it, and it healed up nice. And then people just started like hitting me up. So it was like, well, I guess I get my own equipment.
Yes.
So you
yeah, he talked her into it. She didn't even want to do it. She's like, no, well, she wanted to through somebody else, but it's just funny. And then she surpassed.
Ship has sailed.
Then she surpassed like not just the dude that wouldn't apprentice her because just because you're an artist doesn't mean you can do tattoos. That's literally what he said to her. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. It's so funny though. It's funny. It's very funny. She surpasses all them. Her brother gets mad at her. He's like butthurt because she's like this amazing tattoo artist and he's still working with a damn Walkman motor and some guitar.
He's upgraded now.
I know he does have a real gun now, but he still does work like that's what he's using.
A little Walkman motor. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's what we had, a little Walkman motor and a pen, and we'd sharpen up guitar strings. And
that's so funny. I used to take PlayStation controllers, and I would take they got the little joysticks, and under the joysticks are the things that make the controller vibrate. Mm-hmm. And so they're like little rotary weights that go around in a circle. So there's a little rotary motor on that. I would take those out, and I would basically sharpen guitar strings and put guitar strings on there for my first ones. I was probably like 14, 15.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you imagine if we had you and Tad on here together and we were both sharing stories?
Right.
About early tattoo days.
Fun.
We used to use Higgins ink. Like pen ink, Higgins.
Yep.
Big ink.
That's so funny.
Or pen ink. Yeah.
I used on this arm. Oh. There was literally before I got this tattoo, there was nothing underneath it. But there was, when I was like 14, there was a very heavy tattoo there, and it was made with pen ink, and it was like a Nirvana smiley, just like being young, super dumb, just being made a good one of those little machines, prison machine. Gave it to a friend. I'm like, dude, just use this ink. I want you to just fucking go for it. There was no drawing on my arm or anything. It just basically was scribbled on there so bad, so scared.
Said, I want you to go for it.
14 years old. Giant Nirvana smiley. It was so big and black and dark and literally disappeared 100% in like a half a year.
Goodness gracious. I wish mine would have just disappeared. I had to get them covered up.
Right.
But yeah, that's funny that we always use pen ink. And then one time they tried to get me to use ashes like they really do in the joint. I'm like, no, let's go get the pen ink. We'll use Higgins. And we got fake tattoos. Oh, it's gone now. Actually, it's still there.
Oh yeah.
This right here was a fake tattoo, and Tat put it on me and then tattooed the fake tattoo into me, that little butthead.
Yeah,
He
like
used it as the stencil. Like that's how silly we were.
out of like a dispenser, out of like a
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like those and then tattooed over top of that.
Yeah, and put it in me. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know what we were thinking. I was like, all I cared about was I want tattoos. I want tattoos.
Right.
I don't care how.
We don't always know better.
Ideas. None of them were
Yeah.
good ideas
No.
whatsoever.
But it worked. I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh man.
Yep.
I remember a lot of people got really, really good tattoos on this dead page. One like 6 of them, but this one, they showed a lot of tattoos on it and all their work. I don't know who is doing all this work, but oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And it reminds me of like the original like Grateful Dead artists that did their shit. I mean, all this work I've been seeing on these pages, I'm just like, oh my gosh, makes me want to go get more. Like for real, because
It's been a
her
while.
first portrait on Flesh was my Jerry Garcia. And I was like, Fawn, if you mess it up, I'm gonna be mad. But I got it on my thigh just in case she did mess it up. That way I could hide it sometimes, you know, but I was like, don't mess it up. And I was all afraid. I looked at it at one point and she was doing this shading and it just looked like a blob of black to me. And I'm just like, what are you fucking doing? She's like, stop looking at it. Just lay back, relax, and we'll see how it works out. So I lay back and I relax. We're doing it right here in my living room. And she gets done and she puts a mirror on it. And I started crying. I said, Jerry. And I just burst into tears. It was beautiful. I couldn't believe it. That black blob was not a black blob at all. It even had his eye with his glasses. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God, it was amazing.
So the reference photo of Jerry Garcia that we used, it was a very candid photo of him, but it was like harshly lit from one side. So like one side of his face and his beard was bright white, and then the other side was just in shadow, and you could only see like the brim of his glasses and little pieces of hair. And me being me, I usually jump into the darkest areas first and kind of work my way around and just kind of like sculpt from the dark out. So she's looking over and all she sees is like this ear, neck, blob area that really doesn't make sense. Like,
I was like, what are you doing?
Context. Like, it was one of those, like, I'm not to the cool part yet, Faith.
Oh my God, I was terrified. But when I seen it, I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. It was like he was really with me. I was like, I had to cry. It was awesome.
Yeah, you did cry.
And that was her first portrait on Flesh.
Todd, another tattooer who like everybody in this area looked up to at the time, like he was here hanging out. So like not only was it me doing my very first portrait on you, but like I was so confident, like yeah, like I could do this for you. It's no problem. You're like, just top it off. Todd's here. And I know you were probably like, in case she screws it up, Todd, I need you to fix it right there. Like I know. Like if he didn't just happen to be here. You know what I mean?
But she did such a great job that he made her give him a first portrait. He would never let nobody portrait on him because he didn't want no fake looking portrait.
So my second portrait was on a fellow tattooer of his son. So it was big. Cool. It was on his ribs.
Oh my gosh, he was such a baby. We had to rub his legs, and he's like this big tough guy. You know what I mean? And when he does your tattoos, you're not allowed to show any pain, you know. And then here he is whining, crying, making us rub his legs. He's chewing through like wash rags and like cords and stuff.
Now, mind you, like I hadn't discovered like how to use Bactine as like a numbing agent the entire time yet. But like even before that, like I was really light-handed. I just tattooed you a few days beforehand and you were fine. Like you were singing Incubus like it was your job.
I got to listen to Incubus because I'll just sing it and then I'm just in Incubus land, you know. But I don't know why he gets me through it.
Yeah, I think every time I've worked on you put Incubus on.
Well, we have to do that. It's my ritual. It's a ritual, and I make Speedy knows when Speedy does tattoos on me. He already pops in the Incubus because one time he tried to put in some other shit, and I'm over there headbanging and shit, and like just moving way too much. He's like, "Stop moving." I'm like, "Change the freaking music!" Like, hello.
Faith's like, I need some Brandon Boyd to keep me calm. Keep me calm, skinny boy. Keep me calm.
I love Brandon Boyd. But yeah, so it is my ritual. What kind of music do you like to listen to when you get tattooed on? It's a thing, right? It's not just me.
I like all sorts of stuff for sure. I mean, I like heavy metal, and I don't know, I like really heavy like electronic music. Anything that's like really intense, something that makes my brain just like float away. So, and I don't know,
Right.
or
So you
it's
don't
just
have a
like the
problem doing
music's
this?
almost more the music's almost more intense than the pain.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Does your body try to move though to it, or have you like mastered that where your like body stays still and just your mind goes with it?
I think I'm good at bringing that energy to different places. Like in my hands, I'll be super still everywhere, but my hands will be like flinging around, or my toes will be doing stuff. My feet will be flapping up and down,
Right.
a little bit.
So you release it in other places. You're able to keep that area.
Right.
That
But
area.
the area getting tattooed is super still.
Yeah, I need to master that because I can't do that. I'm like, you can't do that when you're getting a back piece.
That's funny.
I'm gonna have to start trying to learn to do that though.
Just like displacing your energy into another smaller part of your body.
Yeah, because when I drive sometimes I get crazy on the gas pedal and I'm like, okay.
You're playing
And I
drums
just started mastering recently about how I can keep that leg still and move the rest of my body. So the whole body's moving, but this leg's locked on the gas pedal, I don't want to be doing this in traffic, I rode a bike most of my life, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you still have
That's
your
awesome.
Gary Fisher?
Yes, I still have my Gary Fisher. I rode a 20-inch. I should have been riding a 10-speed. She had a badass 10-speed. I'm riding a 20-inch, all low seat. And then now I tried to get on that bike and ride it. My body's like, yeah, honey. No.
Jordan, you would be impressed by her Gary Fisher. She's got this amazing Gary Fisher flatland bike. Oh man, this thing is
That's
vintage
awesome.
now.
It's definitely
probably had it
vintage.
25 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. And like when
It's
I
my
worked at the
baby.
bike shop,
Got the little kink in the frame and everything.
no, it's not that one. This is the one that's like super lightweight, but like the front of it's reinforced. It's light. And then when I worked at the bike shop
That's awesome.
all those years, I took it in and basically rehabbed the whole thing. So it's probably still like
It's
new,
a good
isn't
bike.
it?
It's just, I got to get that seat up because I can't do that whole sitting down low shit. My back is not having it. I don't know how I ever rode that bike like that. What the hell?
So it's a single speed like flatland bike.
Yeah.
Nice. Like
Yeah.
BMX flatland.
Yeah.
Nice. Hell
That's
yeah.
what kind of bikes I like. I used to have a
that's how-
dyno zone.
That's how I always rode BMX.
Yeah, I got I had one that had the long frame. I had one that had a 24-inch frame instead of a 20-inch frame or whatever. It was long, but what the fuck was that? I can't remember what it was called. Oh my gosh, I'm losing memory. Imagine that. I cannot,
Yeah,
I don't remember what it was, but it was badass. I jumped into a damn pond off a ramp and then we never retrieved it. We couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. It went way farther than I did. Yeah, and I
24-inch
think
frame, though. I bet that thing was good at jumping stuff.
oh yeah. That's why, yeah.
Yeah, my flatland frame was always, I was an 18 or 19-inch frames that I would always use. A little bit shorter, so they had like a better balance point on the wheels.
Hell yeah. I had a red line 340 comp, I think, but that was my first one. That's the one that made me fall in love with 20-inch bikes.
Nice. I used to have like some dynos and GTs back in the day. Those were like my first ones. And then I went to DK, got a DK Opsis, and that was,
Yes.
I still got that.
Yes. Do you ride it?
That's the one you were
I
noodling
honestly,
around
I
in the
don't, I
shop.
never ride it now because of how much I hurt myself when I do it. Doing flatland for me is, it's learning how to fall until you finally land it one time.
Yeah.
just because it's so much balance and stuff. And now doing it, it's so much fun, but I get so winded so fast. It's been like 10 years since I've really like went hard into biking like that.
Yeah,
But-
that's what happens. We get old and we forget about it, and then we try to get back on it like we never stopped, and then we're like, "What the fuck?" Our body's like,
Right.
"Whoa!"
I had it at Red Tree for a little bit, and I was messing around inside the warehouse a little bit with it. But yeah, I gotta get better health insurance.
Right?
All fair.
Yeah.
I used
All
to
fair.
impale myself basically with like the handlebars. Like I'd fall over in front of over my handlebars, and like it'd be sticking straight out of the, like basically out of the ground, and I'd fall onto my stomach,
God,
and just be like, thank God that did not just go
It
through.
makes you, it makes you understand why people start using the real short little like stubby brake levers, and then like you don't see kickstands with like on real
No.
cyclists. You just don't see them. Like those are the things that you always get impaled with. It's always the brake levers and the kickstand, man. Awful. They're the most dangerous parts of a bike.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. No kickstands here.
How old were you when you said you started to go into music festivals and stuff?
Oh, well, I lived in Buckeye Lake. I was at the Ted Nugent show in '78 when Legend Valley's first.
You came
Buckeye
up
Lake.
little on
Yeah.
up going.
Yeah,
to
they took me
music
to all the
shows and stuff.
concerts. Mom and Dad did. I remember Sea Balls, because all the guys wore these really short shorts, and they had no drawers on, and the pockets were longer than the shorts, and they'd all just be laying there with their balls hanging out. And I'm like short, so that's right in my face. And my mom just used to tell me, just look down, honey. Don't look at the Battle of the Balls. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm just a little kid and shit. I remember seeing Bon Jovi when I was real young there, and oh my God, that was great because I got to meet Bon Jovi and ride in the go-kart
You
with
met
him.
Bon Jovi? How have I never heard this story?
I did have a picture of him, but I lost everything
I've never heard this story. How'd you meet Bon Jovi?
because he was
Just in the
there
crowd?
at Buckeye Lake. No, we
Oh,
worked.
Vine,
My
Johnny,
dad
and
still works for Legend Valley. You know that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Oh, well, fun. We've never really had conversations about my
Yeah.
childhood before you knew me in Buckeye Lake
Here and there.
because
Not-
I was pretty crazy back then. And I mean, I remember I was 11 years old and these hippies were in the backyard and they were smoking a bowl and shit. They said it was opium, right? And I go inside and I'm asking my mom, like, Mom, what's OPM stand for? And she's like,
No.
OPM? I don't know. What do you mean? She's like, I'm like, OPM. She's like, why? I'm like, because I smoked it. She's like, OPM. She's like, you smoked opium? What the hell? And she went back there and chased some hippies out of the yard because in Buckeye Lake, they would take
That
over.
would've
Like,
been
we lived right
cool.
behind the store. They would just take over all of our yards. They do whatever. They did not give two shits, man. And so they just take over your yard. They'd be sitting back there doing whatever. So I'd go back there and hang out with them and shit. I'd let them come in, take showers. Mom hated that. She's like, don't feed them. If you keep feeding them, let them in, they're going to keep coming here.
Don't feed me.
Yeah. Basically, don't feed the fucking deadheads.
It's
So-
so true.
Then I'm going to the shows, right? And then at first when I would go, I wasn't going inside the show. I was just going to the lot, you know what I mean, and hanging out there because that's where it's at, you know what I mean, for real. And you can hear the music across the freaking street. It's right there. Well, anyways, my dad always worked for Bandit Crew, like Willie Couples. He's been running it ever since it was Trickle production, everything. When
Okay.
we was little, we used to clean up the place after the shows, and like we'd have to do a little big old line, all of us kids, and then we'd walk 2 feet, pick up all the trash, and each trash bag that we filled, we got $2. Which, looking back on it, that's slave labor. They fucked us. But whatever, it is what it is, because we all got free tickets. You know, our parents got free tickets to all the shows. We got to go to every show at Legend Valley. I mean, my dad worked security, you know what I mean? So like, it was really freaking cool. And like, then Jerry died. And so I started just going to I went to Players to like see Dead and Company or whatever. And then I, of course, had been to Hookah already, right? So then Hookah kind of took over for my now necessary need to go do things with people and be around my family, you know, and stuff. So
Mhm.
that happened. And then I got addicted to that for a long time.
So for people that aren't from Ohio, describe hookah.
Everybody knows about Kids and Hookah, right? Oh, that's an Ohio thing. They
Yeah.
do. Okay, well, it
Yeah.
makes sense. Ohio grown.
Yeah, so for people
But they've
that
been
aren't from
everywhere.
Ohio,
Okay, acoustic
What's
hookah.
hookah?
Acoustic hookah. You've never heard them? Well, you
Mm-mm.
should look them up. But I want you to look up the old school shit. Okay, just because they're
You'll be
completely
into
different
it,
now.
Jordan.
Like, it's completely different now. Look up Ohio Grown, the album Ohio Grown. I think you'll like it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not hard, but it's not real nice and trippy, and I just love it. And actually, they are rock and roll, man, for real, just for real, jam band type shit. You know what I mean? But
I put them in like
Um,
a similar category to like maybe Dirt Wire.
a lot of
Okay.
the heads like also did that. Like that was part of it too. You know, it's been going. They just had their like 35-year anniversary or something. And like they played with George Clinton and you know P Funk and stuff like that. Like they played with fucking Willie. They played with Dickie Betts. I mean, like who could play with a lot of good mother effers. And they have a following, a big time following, and I was part of that. But then I like quit everything and just like went into hiding kind of, I guess. And like my mom got hurt. And so there was no more time to go to the weekend things or whatever. So I didn't. But then recently I started going again because they're just so close. I can get to them. My brother will come say his mom, blah, blah, blah. I've been having to go back just because I had to because I hang out with people that go do that stuff all the time. And we do that in our backyards out here. You know what I mean? So we still do that. You know what I mean? Like we have whole like a camping things, everybody's camping and everything. So I go to those types of things. And then I went to pyro a couple times. So I got, I like pyro. But yeah, that's kind of how I've always been a part of the concert thing. And then of course I go to all the I go to Head PE every time. I just went to a Head PE show at the King of Clubs in Columbus. That was awesome. Badass because he played all old shit and I'm old. So I was loving that. And some other badass metal bands that was there too. There's this metal band with this chick singer. And I love metal bands with chick singers. But yeah, that was a bomb ass show. I used to go to their 420 show at the Al Rosa every year.
Al Rosa.
Nice.
I already miss it.
Yeah, I know, me too. But the King of Clubs is up and coming just like them,
Yeah.
man. They're doing all the same thing.
Yeah.
It's actually a better. I kind of like it there. I mean, it's not the El Rosa, but I like it there.
Yeah. The Al Rosa is
awesome.
just one of those like there's like a whole generation, there's multiple generations of us who like came up in the music scene through the Al Rosa Villa. And then you throw in like the history, like the Dimebag Darrell history of the place. And
Oh my God, I got so
you know
many
what I
calls
mean?
that night because everybody thought I would be there, but I wasn't.
I'm glad you weren't, man.
Have you ever been to any festivals in Michigan, like Rothbury or anything like that?
No, I wanted to go. No, I have not, unfortunately.
Well, Rothbury is Electric Forest now, but it was always.
I've heard
Rothbury.
about that.
It was Rothbury for so many years, and it was String Cheese.
I love the string cheese incident.
It was their festival, and
Okay.
Electric Forest is still kind of their festival. They always headline it, but Rothbury was theirs, and then whatever Electric Forest is kind of like bought them out. But
Yeah.
I went to Rothbury one year, and then it changed to Electric Forest. I did that. I probably went 5 or 6 different years at least to Forest, but that was always like half an hour away from where I live, 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's what's great about Ohio is because there's so many places real like within a 2 to at the most 2.5 hour
Right.
away. Like everything.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's the Ledges, Nelson Corey Ledges.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're that place is amazing. I'm sure you've been there, Fawn, right?
I still haven't been to
Oh
the
my
Ledges.
gosh, we gotta get you there.
I know.
Have you ever heard of Disco Pizza?
No.
Okay, it's like this truck that's at all the festies and stuff. They make a oven fired pizza or whatever, and it's really good. And
Oh
they
wait,
have
yeah,
stuffed
yeah,
crust.
yeah, yeah.
My brother Shaggy works for them and has for like 20 years, but yeah, it's just it's like a family, you know what I mean? I love that. And I used to always get dropped off from Comfest at like Boba Flex shows and so I'd be in my polyester with my like flowers still in my hair, and now I'm in a mosh pit and flip flops. And everybody's like, I love you, you're so crazy.
Fake style.
And I got on like an 8-legged cat family shirt and some polyester pants and some flip flops, and now I'm in the pit.
That's great.
So I had and people be like, where you want to go? You want to leave the Confest? You know, where? I'm like, Confest is a community festival in Columbus, Ohio, and it's like a whole bunch of art and stuff. And it's
Mhm.
that
It's
is
fantastic. And
it's
it's a free
amazing.
festival.
Yeah.
It's,
And they
it's
have really good
Comfest is
music.
short for community festival.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the money raised through like beer sales and things like that, it actually goes to different like community like
Places.
outreaches.
Yeah.
For instance,
It's
when
really
I lived in
awesome.
the hood, our
Okay.
Wi-Fi in our whole neighborhood was paid for by Comfest.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, when I lived on
In the German
11th
Village or
and
whatever.
Hamlet. No, this was like in the hood off of campus. It's nice now. They built it all up. It's all new apartments and stuff. But like at the time, it was the hood. But all of the internet for like a 10-block radius was paid for by Comfest.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool
yeah.
to see,
Confest
like,
is amazing. All the
right,
art stuff, and
Comfest, I'm
a lot of people
glad I
bring
go.
stuff that they make, like everything there somebody made, you know, pretty much. I
Mhm.
mean, there's some also people probably bought the stuff or whatever, but a lot of stuff is homemade stuff. Like it's like I like going there. I like going there for a lot of, and then they got all different kinds of music, like the whole entire park. No matter where you walk, there's a different genre of music playing. It's amazing. That's what I like about it too.
Have you
like
ever
the
walked through
music.
Goodell Park when Comfest isn't going on?
Uh-uh.
It's actually a really beautiful park. Like you wouldn't imagine how like is hustle and bustle as it is when it's just filled with vendors and people. But it's really just a nice park to take a nice stroll through. You see the amphitheaters and it's like, oh, well, that's what that looks like without the towers and towers of speakers. Okay. But it's a pretty cool deal.
It is. It's for a whole weekend.
What was that?
It's for the whole weekend. Like a
Nice.
certain, what weekend is that?
I can't remember off the top
One
of my
second,
head
sorry.
now.
Wow, it does have a lot of good stuff like that.
My nephew Sam, I think the last 2 years there wasn't a Comfest because of, the COVID. But my nephew Sam's been to Comfest every year since he's been born.
Heck
He
yeah.
was like itty bitty baby the first time we took him. So he's like just grown up knowing that it's like a normal thing that we do. We just go to Comfest, and now
Yeah.
that they go to other, like now that he's getting a little bit older and they'll go to other music events and things like that. He's just in it. He just knows what to do. And
Right.
he's
It's
about
always
the
good to
crowds.
bring the kids around music.
Mhm.
I used to run into people from Marion because I was born in Marion, but grew up in Buckeye Lake. And I run into people from Marion, like Luke and all them, and Shane and all them at concerts. Like we ran into each other at Metallica concert and the Lollapalooza show and stuff. And it was just funny because I'd always see them, like people from Marion down there. And then I ended up going back to Marion with them, like these.
We talk all the time about how like tattoo conventions are like family reunions, but like one of the things that tattoo conventions and music festivals have in common is they're the same family reunion. People are, and even if it's family that you didn't know was family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because you share this like
Yeah.
interest.
Yes.
But like you run into literal friends and family that you haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
And what else is going to bring you together? What else,
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Art
A lot
and
of people I
music.
know go to the tattoo
art
convention.
and music are the things that like bring people back together.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. That is very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, what else do you have besides like funerals that forces people to come together? But art and music is always like a time of celebration, and like you see people at their very best,
I
and
know.
happiest.
Yeah. In
and-
other countries, they do it big with that type of stuff. Like for real, because sometimes I'll just watch like other countries, like festivals they have during certain times of the year or whatever,
yeah.
and it's crazy. They have all the dancers and they really go all out. It's like, man, why don't we do that? We kind of do with the Mardi Gras parade or whatever.
Yeah, it is crazy when you see like some festivals that have been going on for hundreds of years and
Yeah.
how whole communities rally around the festival.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, and we don't have many things like that.
Yeah.
Like there's not an equivalent to running up the bulls in the United States.
Yeah.
There's not that.
Yeah. No,
I
they
can't
have.
think of anything that like everybody's like, I have to do this at least once. Maybe like, I don't know, Times Square for New Year's Eve, but that's not even really, that's just like,
Yeah.
that's not even an event, or like it's just a 3-hour
Everybody's
party
up
in the
there.
road. Like, okay, they shut the streets down for 3 hours. We could do that at Highball. But yeah, there's not an equivalent of that kind of like whole community, whole country celebration here.
Yeah. Where everybody
Mhm.
makes sure to go there. It's like you bring your whole family. It's like a
Mhm.
whole thing.
Mhm.
Yep, festivals. I love it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been. Honestly, it's been a couple of years now. Been at least 2 years since I've been to a festival.
We got to get on
Yeah.
it.
Used to go
Yeah.
every single year, multiple times.
I have a van. We have no excuse to not make it happen. We were trying to get together and go to some festivals this fall, and like life just got crazy and busy.
I know. I wanted to go to a couple of them. Like, dude, come on. And then they even got me to go to damn Coyote Grove, which I refused to go to for fucking 4 years. For
Coyote
Shane's
Grove?
birthday, yeah, but it's shut down now. I went to the last show that they had one more show, EDM show after that, and then it got shut down because of the EDM show. In
What
the
happened?
county, oh well, they told him not to have no more EDM shows, man. The neighbors were not okay with that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was okay like when we had a couple EDM people like in the set, right?
But when
And
you get a
early in the
whole
night.
EDM
But
show
when you
and
do
it's
whole
nothing
EDM
but
shows
heavy
and then
trance
yeah,
bass.
and then the whole entire all of the neighbors can feel it in their houses, and they don't want that shit. They're farmers, okay?
I'd be cool with
They
it,
was dealing
but-
with the regular and then they go all night. The EDM shows go all night, like they don't stop
right.
at all, ever.
Everybody loses track of time.
I mean, it stops on the stage at a certain time, but they're still loud in the woods. You know what I'm saying? It's loud, okay? What they bring is loud. They like the loud. So the neighbors are like, they already went to council meetings and like warned them, like, do not have another EDM show. And then he goes and has another EDM, which I wasn't there for that one. I was there for the food for folks. It's food for folks, and you don't pay money to get in. You just bring food, like whatever kind of perishable food, non-perishable food or whatever. Then all that goes into the food banks or whatever for the homeless or whatever, and the people at the shelters or whatever. So I went to that show. My brother's birthday just happened to be right then. So that worked out, and they got me to go. And then he had that, and then now it's shut down. So I am kind of glad that I went, because everybody was going there. It was a friend's private property, and they just had festivals out there all the time. They had festivals all through COVID and everything. Never even had nobody getting a damn COVID out there either. And I wouldn't go because I was like, man, motherfuckers. But then plus I never would go because I didn't like that. I didn't like the owner, and I ain't gonna come out to your property and have a good old time out there when I know I don't like you, and you know how I am. Me and him had already fell out. I'd already told him what I thought about him.
I do know.
So I wasn't trying to go. But then but my brother Shaggy was like, no, you're going because it's my birthday and you are going.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, well, okay. So I had to go. But yeah, I didn't even see him there. So
Well, had to go. Didn't even see him.
yep. So it worked
That
out.
works sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's shut down now. Was a nice little quaint little place, so I'll say that. Real
Yeah.
short to get through the woods. Like the woods are like, it was like you could literally go everywhere within 5 minutes.
So
minutes.
we have had 2 successful events at Red Tree now. So I think doing little music festivals and things like that's going to be a regular occurrence. I'm pretty excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
mean,
tell me about that.
they did trauma at Red Tree this year.
Sorry.
It was crazy. They set up
Oh,
circus
really?
tents. Yeah, they had circus tents outside, and then inside they had like vendors and booths and like the more specific kind of trauma niched things. But it was nuts. I couldn't believe how many people we had. I don't know how all the cars fit in the block in the neighborhood, but they did, and it was fine. And the next day it was easy to walk through, and there's just a little bit of trash. Everybody was cool. So yeah, so I think that's like, I think once we get into the groove of having events at Red Tree, I think they're just going to happen more and more often.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The first 2 were so good. Like there's definitely things that can be tweaked and made better, but
See, these are just some of the.
oh, I see what you were getting.
This is just some of the shit that I got where I was staffed. Good at Legend Valley, but dude, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, none of this is shit because.
Look at these lanyards.
Here.
These are fantastic.
But that's why I love music so much, because it was like it is like a family. It really is. And then plus they bring the art. You know what I love now is that they're really letting people get up on stages now, like with all the music that I have, and they let them paint on
Yeah.
stage while the band's playing. And I just really love that. Like I love
Yeah.
that, because someone will just make a whole masterpiece right on the stage while the band's playing. And then
You
when
just
they're done
sit
with
and
it,
watch
like
them,
of course people
right.
want to buy that motherfucker because it's fucking badass. You know what I
That
mean? And
would
like
be too cool.
it's fucking cool as fuck, dude. I just like that. I like it. Like
Yeah.
how you put it together, because that
Our
is what we
friend
do.
Adam does like performance art like that at
Yeah.
festivals.
Yeah.
That would be cool as shit.
It's pretty badass. When Corey goes up there and plays and shit, they do that art shit behind him. Corey's been making CDs, if you know anybody that makes music. And he had Jarek do all of his parts.
Plug him.
And then
Corey who?
Corey Gamble.
Yeah, tell him. Tell him.
All right.
about
He's
Corey.
Buddy T Ashes on Facebook. And yeah, but now he doesn't even, well, he probably could at Josh's, but he moved out from where he was. But like all of our friends do music, you know what I'm saying? And like Corey let them all go in and do every part, like because they're all like fucking, they know every instrument, you know what I mean? So he let Jarek do everything, all of his parts, the violin, the trumpets, the drum, the whatever, you know what I mean? Do all of his parts. And then Corey did a little bit of, djembe and like
Mhm.
a little bit of guitar on it. Put it together, and they made CDs. And then Corey made a CD of his stuff too, where he went and he played the drums, he played the other drums, he played guitar and all that. And he can do that for like anybody that makes their own music, you know what I mean? Where they can make each part and then he puts it together for you, masters it or whatever, and then mixes it, masters it, whatever the fuck it's called. And then he'll put it on a CD for you. And I love that because they're able to take their CDs and like, I want one of Jarek for sure. All his music, he's on Facebook. Jarek Cummings. He's on Facebook too. His Facebook is all pretty much his music videos. He makes videos to go with his music even. which are like mostly pictures and like whatever. But yeah, so if you ever want to check that out too, they got some pretty jamming ass
That's awesome.
music. Buddy T. Ashes and Jarrett Cummins, and then of course, well, fuck, they're not even in the band together. They was in the band called Stars and Ashes, and they got to play at Pyro. They played at a lot. They played at a lot of
Oh,
fucking
they played
places.
at a few shows. Yeah.
A lot of and they were just a band that we just used to jam out in the backyard around our own campfires. And then and that's pretty fucking cool that they progressed to that. But then they broke up right after Pyro, which was kind of epic.
Oh, did they?
It was a
wasn't sure if
good. They
it
went
was
out
just
the
one of
bang. The way I
those-
look at it is they went out the bang.
I wasn't sure if it was just one of those like side.
No, Corey
projects
wasn't
that
gonna go to
they were both
Pyro.
involved
No,
in, and
Corey
they-
wasn't even gonna go to Pyro. But then he was like, I said, you better go to fucking Pyro. So he went to Pyro. So he went ahead and left the band. But he's doing his old thing. Joe's still going and playing at places, but as Joe Powers, just his name. I mean, he always wanted it to be the Joe show, and now he got his wish. So and he's happy with it. So everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Buddy's, you know.
Sometimes it just takes time for the right.
It's
pegs
okay.
to
And
fall
then
in
Jarek's
place,
doing his
really.
own shit now. Jarek's doing his own shit with his dad. Because Jarek does Dad and Lad. Him and his dad are in a band together called Dad and Lad. They got some really fucking good fucking songs too. In fact, he plays his dad, 70-year-old man, plays the bass for Jarek's songs. You know what I mean? So that's pretty fucking cool. And then they'll all get together and just play together too. And I just love that like whole everybody getting together.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
And we used to have tattoo parties, but now Speedy, nobody's allowed to leave the shops.
Well, yeah, the laws got stricter.
We used to have a whole bunch of people come over and do tattoos that are little shindigs and shit. Now it's like pulling
Back in the
teeth. You cannot
day.
get an artist to be like, yeah, sure, I'll come over and do some tattoos at the house. Like that is non-existent. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
But I get it though. And I'm cool with it. It's cool. I got my back done. It took Speedy we did 5 different sessions on it. 5 hours each because I was not doing more than that. And I had to follow him around from shop to shop to shop to shop, like literally 100 different shops. They do it.
Can
And
you shut the TV?
in houses, I don't know. I thought I had it paused already. But they had it I even had to have it done in houses that literally took all these times, like following Speedy around. Remember that when Speedy got fired from every shop? So I literally had to go to like every single shop and like I'm following Speedy around to get my tattoo. I go to the shop like, no, Speedy ain't here no more. He's across the street. Okay. No, Speedy ain't no more. He's across the street because then he went back across the street to a different shop. I'm like, okay.
And to be fair, Speedy is a fantastic artist. He just has like
Back then, you got to remember, this was 20.
Issues?
Not now. He's great now. This is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
For one, over 20 years ago. Because my tattoo was finished when I was 21. I'm now 43. So
How's it
what
been
I'm
that
talking
long?
about is literally 20 years ago. He does not do that where he's at now. He's a grown ass man now. You know what I mean? But back then he was still a kid. You know what I mean? He was like, he was just a talented kid, you know?
Right.
Yeah, because he's my age. So he was like 20 back then too.
Oh,
19,
it's crazy
20.
to think that it's been that many years.
Yeah.
But then like it's been a long time since I've been tattooing. I think
I think you forget.
it'll be 14 years this winter. I think.
Oh my God.
Oh wait.
Yep. That's
to
it?
13 years. It'll be 13 years this winter.
Really? Seems like way longer than that.
That's a long time.
That is a long time.
That's a long
That is
time.
a long time.
No, I don't think it is a long time. Because it seems longer. I don't want that.
You.
She tapped out on me already.
I can't do it. My lungs are hit. I don't know where inhaler is.
How many years have you been tattooing now, Jordan?
Let's see. I started in 2011.
Okay.
How old were you?
2010. 2011. That would make me, I think, what, 18 or something like that. 29 right now.
Young.
Mhm.
About
Oh,
to
yeah.
turn 30 in June. So yeah, about 11 years, 10, 11 years.
You started out in houses, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Took me a couple of years before I got my solid apprenticeship. Shifted through a couple like shitty ones when I first started, and then was just tattooing out the house because that money starts coming in. It's too good to give up.
Yeah.
But I definitely should not have been tattooing a little bit, but thankful for those days.
Yeah. I feel like most of the people that did it, we were still clean, I think.
Oh yeah.
Lots of plastic to use, fucking, you know. Hell, Todd had a little shop set up in his where he put down the linoleum on the walls and all that shit. I mean, it looked like a little actual shop when you walked into it.
I mean,
Right. That's how
private
it was
studios
with my
are a
house
thing.
too. I had like a
Yeah.
nice art space and stuff.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
like, bare surfaces and things and nice like floors and stuff. I made it nice for my early clients.
Right? Yeah. Right? Shit.
So funny.
I like doing it at my house. When she did my thigh, I just laid on my couch, drank
Mhm.
beers, sideways, like.
Brandon Boyd drinking beer,
Yeah.
getting tattooed.
Yep.
That was the life.
Right. There's something I love about the ritual of just going into a shop though.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I don't mind going to the shops. Like I said, I like going to the shops really because yeah, that's where the incubus is at. No, I'm just no, but for real, I'll go to Speedy's shop and sit there while he does other people's tattoos and just chill. You know what I mean?
Just hang out.
Yeah, just hang out.
Yeah, and you know, it is.
I used to live at the tattoo shop, like literally
that's
live there in
one
the
of
back.
those things I've been reflecting on a lot lately. Is like back before I was actually a tattooer, and then I would just like stop by the tattoo shop and hang out because that's just where like all of my people would
Yeah,
like
that's where we were
congregate.
at.
Because like all the shops, at least here in Marion, all the shops were of such that they all had like a lobby area, and they all just like any time of the afternoon or evening, there'd be 3 or 4 people just chilling that either had recently gotten tattooed, wanted to get tattooed again, were just like hanging out, kicking around ideas. Like it seemed like all the musicians just kind of like stumbled into each other, like musicians from different
Yeah,
bands.
well,
and
we
they'd
had
hang out
practice for
together
kick
at
down in the back at Hardcore.
Yeah.
I lived in the back. I had a little mini fridge back there. They had a little fucking futon for me and shit because I was homeless. But I had places to stay, like the tattoo shop, and then upstairs in the tattoo shop, and like all my people's houses and shit. I mean, like, I have money, you know what I mean? But it was just like I chose, like I did not have the money to put down a deposit in the first month's rent. You know, I had $400 a month,
Right.
so I give people money to store my shit at their house, and then I just bounce around because I knew everybody. I know everybody.
Mhm.
Like, you know, and fucking, so I just bounce around from house to house and fucking just stay wherever the fuck all that. Everybody loved it because I cleaned their house and fucking shit, washed their kids, fucking cook dinners and shit. They're like, fuck yeah, I got it made. I'm like,
It's just
whatever.
crazy how much of like our social lives, and we had. You're older than me, so you kind of were there first, and then like once you like settled down and were kind of out of the scene, I was like, oh, look at these tattooed weirdos that play instruments, do creative things.
I know what's really funny is that I felt bad because I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be letting Fawn know
The
my
social
friends
club.
because Fawn was a good kid, damn it. I mean, you're still a good kid, but she wilded out there for a minute.
I mean,
Not too wild either, but I'm just saying more wild than Fantastic does. I'm like, I should not be my friends, man.
yeah, there was some drama in there, but it's all right.
It was funny
The
though. But,
bartending years.
yeah, but
We
I was
grew
like,
out
oh
of
my
it.
gosh, what's going on? Not my phone. She straightened up real quick. He wasn't even really crooked. You just like leaning. Like you needed a V8. She needed a V8. I was like, hey, I got the V8. But yeah, that's right when I had straightened up. So yeah, I was trying. Yeah. So here I am, like.
Oh man,
That's funny.
Yeah, I calmed down a lot. I used to be.
for sure. She used to be a little hot tempered, a little quick.
Yeah, that's probably all the drugs. I'm guessing.
You know, I concur.
Well, because I used to like I liked to cook back in the day. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure I probably had attitude. Probably was like, what? What your fuck is that? No.
A little touchy.
No, I had an attitude before I ever did cook. I had an attitude regardless. I still have an attitude, but like only when it's like I have the biggest heart though, so it's only when it's like necessary. It's that whole Gemini and bipolar thing mixed. So it's like
over here too.
Yeah. What?
I said Gemini over here too.
Yeah,
I feel
whoop, whoop, whoop. Gemini's rule. Sorry. But yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, where you got like the whole. It's just like a 2 different sides
Yep.
of your personality. You can go either way. This can go either way. May the odds forever be in your favor.
Oh, so funny.
Oh man, that's funny shit.
That is funny as hell. Yeah, us Geminis.
What kind of Yeah, good or bad. That's what my mom used to say. When you're good, you're good. Man, when you're bad, I'm telling you. What kind of tattoos do you like to do? Like, what's your favorite? Like, oh yeah, someone wants this done. When like someone, there's got to be like a favorite.
Geometric and bioorganic, biomechanical.
Okay. Oh yeah, you like that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fawn likes that stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Those are my favorites for sure.
They're real
I
fun
think
to do.
most people who come to me for one of the two, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Because they know, they're like, oh yeah, I'm coming here. He likes this stuff.
Yeah. I just love doing it. I
Yeah.
love it. Been wrapping up a lot of big sleeves the past couple weeks. That's been really nice.
Could I get a puff, please?
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
I had a consultation day Sunday and I'm really excited about all the projects. They're all like perfect, spot on, crazy outer spacey stuff. I just finished the Butterfly Nebula. I did like a photorealistic version of the Butterfly Nebula. Took 2 sessions to accomplish, but man, I'm
Yes.
so stinking proud of it.
Ooh, I'm gonna see pictures of
I
that.
should.
Yeah,
I'll
I seen
bring
your
pictures
project.
of it.
I seen your project last night. It's awesome.
I'll bring pictures of it after we're talking. Maybe we'll show off pictures of what we've been doing at the end of the show.
I gotta step
Yeah.
away for a second, guys. I gotta pee.
Revive.
His energy drink.
Yeah.
There we go. Some elevator music in there.
This would be cool in the elevator. I mean, they're jamming. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and go up a couple floors. I try to act like I'm like the elevator person that welcomes you in what floor. I'm jamming out.
I'm just gonna ride this a couple
Right,
more
yeah,
laps.
yeah. Oh no, I work here. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to be
that's
doing
what
this.
you do.
Next thing you know, here comes security. But did you hear the music in the elevator though?
It's jamming today. Jamming.
Dude, that's hilarious. Because no, for real, I was on hold one time, and this lady came back on. She goes, "Hi, sorry for your wait." I said, "Oh no, no, no." I said, "You can put me back on if you need to." Because I was jamming out to that stuff. She goes, "I know. I've had people say it's pretty that they like it." And I'm like, "Oh, I can't remember." I was like, "That's some funky shit right there." I mean, I was like literally jamming out. When she got on the phone, I was like, "Wait, upset." I was like, "Oh no, you can put me back on hold."
Do you remember what hold music used to be like back in 1994?
Yes. Well, oh god, sometimes it was all
Come
right.
a long way.
Yeah, but no, because back then they would just play musicals of like a hit song that you knew. So then you would just like, oh yeah, this is fucking Billy Joel, or this is like, you know what I mean, Madonna, and it would just be like the
Beep,
musical
beep,
of it.
beep, beep, boop, boop. Oh, like 1984 Cincy keyboard version. It's like in a different key.
No, it's like the actual musical part of it.
And he's back.
And I'm back. Hello.
What do you think of this,
So-
Jordan?
Fawn, did I tell you I'm gonna be a glasses man now?
Yes, I'm actually excited for you. I know we talked about this a few months ago, and I think it's
Yep.
going to be super helpful.
Charlie boy.
Yep. Probably shouldn't put it out there to the world too much about how my eyes are getting worse because
No, no,
Because
no,
I'm
no, no.
delicate-
Anything that's
delicate
gonna,
career.
if you're wearing glasses, your eyes are just going to be less tired at the end of the day. You're going to be able to work longer.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what
true
I
because
mean?
when I wear my
Um,
glasses, my eyes don't hurt
Charlie,
as bad
no.
and shit. Like, but I can see up close. I can't see
Right,
far
Charlie,
away.
Back off.
So I only have to wear them if I'm like trying to see the
Good
TV,
deal.
like or whatever, like trying to drive or whatever shit like that.
Good deal.
But when I don't wear them, my eyes do hurt. So yeah, you're right. 'Cause
Yeah.
They do strain more, you know. So it'll be
Yeah.
good when you wear the glasses. It'll actually, your eyes will be like, oh, thanks, man.
Right. I'm gonna be so stoked for that. Definitely.
Yeah.
They said I got convergence insufficiency. So like the focus mechanism where like the muscles have to work to focus don't work as good. So it's like the more strained my eyes are, the more it just makes my eyes blurry.
Yeah,
Man, can't have that tattooing, and it's coming up a lot more.
you can
so.
jam out with some glasses tattooing.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
for you. It's one of those things where it's going to make your life easier without
Mhm.
you trying any harder. And
Yeah,
anything that you can, I mean, some people, I don't know what the holdup is with glasses. Like I happen to be blessed with 20/20 vision, but like I've always kind of kicked around getting some like quality magnifiers for like while I'm tattooing, just to kind of for like relieve a little bit of that strain. you know, like I can visibly see when my eyes get tired, like they visibly like look a little bit different when they're tired at the end of the night. And if I can reduce that strain, I'll only have 20/20 longer.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to protect our eyesight. Staring
Yep.
at screen all
But
day. We all do it so much more than we think we do, especially tattoo artists. I mean, I feel like everyone's on their fucking. We're all on our tablets now, so much, especially people that are spending, you know, so much time on drawings and things.
Yeah.
I spend so much time looking at a screen.
Well, and like
And
even
like
when
I
we're
won't
tattooing,
even think about it really. Like I'll just do it so naturally because like cool, I got to draw my tattoo. Spend, you know, however long, maybe I spend the whole day. I'm like 8 hours on a computer or something. Like eyes are so strained at the end of the day, and then I'm like, damn, I really did just stare at a giant screen this far away from it, like for 8 hours straight, basically.
Yeah. That's probably not
So,
good.
yeah, it's so. I just feel like so many other people are doing the same types of things.
Yep.
Yeah. That would explain a lot. It sure would.
I mean, even in the way that you and I both tattoo, like, so we've got our setup, we're tattooing, we've got our iPad right here, and then we've got our TV just across the room from us. So like, even, you know,
Even our
50% of the
peripherals.
day, yeah, even
Our
50% of
peripherals
the
are getting
day,
overloaded.
we're going from our tattoo to a digital screen. Like we're like right now we're looking at each other through a digital screen. Like we're constantly bombarding ourselves with those artificial lights, and all of
Think
that
about
makes our
just
eyes work
information
harder.
wise, how much
Yeah.
more information you're taking in. Because I mean, like you can look around, you can see a lot of things, a lot of information to take in around you, but then you have this condensed screen that contains so much information, all the information that's around you almost in reality, right there on a screen. So as soon as you even hit the screen, your brain is making so many more little calculations because it's looking at screens that contain so much information on one little thing. So I feel like even that's kind of straining on the mind. So even the visual light part of it, but even just like the mental retention part,
Yeah.
that's like, you know, you're not even trying, but there's so much more information being processed. So it's even more on the mind in general.
Mhm.
Hypothesis. That's
This
my
is kind of on
idea.
topic, off
Yeah.
topic.
Because you're
while we're
putting too much
talking
in your
about-
brain at one time. It's like an overload.
Well, we're talking
Right.
about staring at
I don't know if
screens.
it's true. That's kind of how I feel though.
There's part of me that like every time I look away and look back at the screen, I feel like a couple of your kachinas are like moving a little bit when I look away. And when I look back, they're like back. I feel like they're alive today.
I hope
Yeah, they're on one
so. I like
for
that.
sure. Those kachinas, you see them on the shelf behind him? The little,
You think they're moving?
I think they are. I think
So
they're
what-
mischievous.
They're little, they're supposed to be little spirits. They're, you know, they're Hopi made, got them, all of them out west. Every time I went out west, I usually get 1 or 2 of them. There's a good like 10 of them up there, but they go back like 1,000 years of history of like what they were. They were be like an ancient spirit race of creatures and like people that like lived on Earth. And
Hell yeah.
the Hopis killed them, but they were like crazy. They took all sorts of weird forms, basically looked like aliens, but were more like ultra terrestrial than like an alien. They're more like came from inside the Earth. I don't know if they're really real, but this is like the Hopi legend.
Yeah.
They look
They,
like they're
they were
alive
basically
today.
they weren't gods or anything like that. They were just like people. They're just like us. They all had different personalities, characteristics, stuff like that. And then the Hopis got scared of them, and they killed them all. So they all ran away, took off back to the Earth.
Now they're inside talking about. They usually just come out
Now they're up
at
there.
night.
Yep. I swear. When I look away and look back, they're slightly different.
So
But
now
it could
I'm
be
gonna
in
have to
my
start
head.
paying attention to that. Is what I was getting to.
Yeah,
I was like,
I-
what? You think they're moving? I was looking. Then I'm like, no, I'm gonna start looking.
There's a good possibility it could be
Yeah.
the weed as well.
Oh, is there?
There's
Is that a good possibility?
that's
Is
a
it fun?
possibility. I'm just throwing it out there. But they do look alive today. I just needed to point that out.
You guys smoking weed over there?
Yeah, I was about to roll up another one.
No, do not. Mom's still. No, yeah, they're gone. I thought mom done took it.
No, we
No,
made
I'm
it
just-
through them. We made it through those bad boys.
Nice. I'm on my second personal backwood this morning.
I tapped out for a little bit, and then you tricked me into it.
I mean, we could wait a few
Yeah.
minutes and then I'll roll one up. It's not a race.
Yeah, but my mom can't look like that. I'm just fucking with you, mom. I love you.
I knew you were because I was close.
Will you please take this coat
Do
off?
you want
though?
to talk about you and your mom's story a little bit?
Oh,
Are you comfortable talking about it, or you want to skip around it?
well,
Because I think it's cool. I think it's a cool thing about you.
So I was like this crazy ass chick my whole life, right? And then my mom got hurt.
So how'd your mom get hurt? 'Cause this is
Okay,
just a
my
freak
mom-
accident situation.
Okay, so you know the apartments where you walk in a door and there's like a set of stairs that goes up, right? And they're kind of see-through, you can see through them. There's like they're not connected, you know. And then
Yeah.
there's like an apartment under, you know, the stairs and the bedroom and the bathrooms upstairs, you know, like picture, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like
Okay,
outdoor
and so
stairs
when you
going
come
up.
to the bottom of the stairs, the door is literally just that little platform, like just that, you know, opening of the doorway, you know. Well, my mom stepped off her stairs, and I don't know if you've ever done that before when you're coming down the stairs and you step off like 2 stairs too high and you fly, right?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that happened to my mom, and that door was right there. You know what I mean? Like a steel fucking door. And so she put her hand out. You know what I mean? And because she actually broke this hand, so we know she put her hand out and broke this eye socket where she basically punched herself in the fucking eye. Because now her knuckle hit it too, which is good though, because it kind of saved her nose where they didn't have to do so much shit with her nose because you know her hand kind of did. You know, but she's left-handed, so that's why her left hand went up.
Yikes.
So she had ordered a pizza. And the girl, mom had already paid for it with her card, and it was the girl's first night at work. And she's beating on mom's door in the pizza place. There was like 20 messages like, Pam, the girl's at your door, you know, shut your, you know, what's up? You know, answer the door. She's there with your pizza, you know. Well, the girl, she didn't know what to do. So she looks through the blinds. My mom had some blinds on this window. And between the little fucking things where the strings are, she saw my mom laying in a pool of blood. She calls 911. They come to mom's house. Thank God the guy that's there on like the fire, because it's in Hebron, Ohio, and thank God like the guy on the firefighter is my brother's friend. So he calls my brother before life flights even gotten to my mom and tells my brother what just happened. He's like, man, I just came to a call at your mom's house. This is not good. She's getting life flighted to Grant. You better get there. Ricky calls me. I'm in Marion. I'm an hour from Columbus. My brother's in Newark. He's an hour from Columbus. We made it to both of us made it to Columbus fast as fuck, and before life flight even got my mom there. Yes. Okay. So we was already there.
Oh my God.
And fucking, oh
You're
my
telling
God.
the whole story. I
Well,
thought you were going to give
No.
a
So I'm going
synopsis,
to
but
end
this
with
is
that.
awesome.
I just wanted to give that. That's the night that it went down. This was September 28, 2010. And fast forward to now, she went through being in a coma, blah, 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 nursing homes for 6 years, feeding tube, trach, all that stuff. To, hello, I got her out 6 years ago. She lives in her own home, 2 doors down from me. She still has like me as her kind of like, you know, looking out for her type deal. And then she has some home health aides. And, you know, my brother is her guardian still, but at the same time, and like, she's like out, you know what I mean, living her life. And they tried to say when she was in there, like, oh, you know, she's gonna be brain damaged, blah, 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 which she is a little bit, you know, damaged. Sorry, mom, it's okay, so am I. And not even from a head trauma, so what's my excuse, right? No. But so, you know, she's been through a lot, huh? And then she just recently had to have head surgery again because staph infection ate her fucking skull because the plate that they put in originally shifted and then came out of her head. I don't even know. It's all kinds of crazy.
Oh
They
my
had to take it out.
goodness.
Remember, she had to wear a helmet because they took out her skull and like had to let that heal. And I had to give her IV the Venco. They put like a port in and I just had to like do the IV. They trained me how to do it. They showed me one time. That was their training. I'm like, oh my God, I'm running an IV here. And
Oh my
so I had
God.
to, yeah, so I did that for 6 weeks, and I did a good job. And they went in there and checked her, all the staph infection was out of her skull, and so they were able to go in and they made this thing. It was so cool. They did a 3D image, like they did like this thing of my mom's head, you know, and then did a 3D image of it, and then they got one of them things like you know, printed out,
3D printed.
and then they made it out of the shit that hockey helmets are made of. So yeah, that's a good old little head right there. And then
That's
pop that
awesome.
motherfucker in there and shit. Now she's good to go. So yeah. So that,
Wow,
like,
what
yeah.
an ordeal. You guys
Yeah,
have
So-
yeah. And that's
She's been
recently.
through
That was 2 years ago.
Yep.
Back then she had a full
What a
craniotomy.
trooper.
Yeah, she
What
is
a
a trooper, right? She's come a long way.
Hell yeah.
Come a long way, baby. Yeah.
Yep. So when we say
That's
things
awesome.
like Faith had to be with her mom, and that's why she couldn't come last week and things like that. Like there's a whole backstory, which is pretty cool because it just shows that like even like all the other crazy things that you've lived through in your life that we haven't even touched on, like you guys are both like fighters and survivors, and that's a pretty rad thing. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
She's making me blush.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm a damn success story. Not really success like that, but like from what, yeah. All the fuck face, dude. Like for real, 11, 12, my mom was like having to, I went to JDC back then for being unruly. Like I was like a little hellion.
What's JDC for people that don't know?
Oh, Juvenile Detention Center.
Jail.
Kiddie jail. But yeah, we had to do push-ups every day and all that good. We locked in a cell.
You were in like a Scared Straight program before Scared Straight was a thing.
No, JDC up here in Marion.
Yeah, I'm just
But yeah, no, I did go to Scared Straight. That was way different. We were allowed to leave. And people, that's a little bit different in the program.
It's like, all right, I already figured this is
Right, that was real jail.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy too what they let them say to us. I'm like, what? You guys are really allowing this? Like, that's fucking crazy. I'm more like shocked at them for allowing it. I'm just like, you guys are really letting them fucking say this shit to us? Like, what the fuck is this? You know, because I already know that they're not allowed to do nothing to us. They wouldn't, hello. Because my dad told me, my dad was like, hey, look, if any of them really touch you or anything, you know, you let me know. So I already knew, like, fuck around and find out.
Right.
Touch me if you want. But my dad told me though, he's like, he goes, I'm not saying that that's gonna happen because they are not allowed to touch you. He's like, don't worry about it. I know. He's like, it is, you know, they're gonna be getting in your face. I don't want you trying to talk shit back though, because that's why he was like telling me what was up. Because he's like, no, don't freak out. You know what I mean? Don't start talking back to these bitches. Just keep your cool. But the whole time with what they're saying to us, I'm just like, you guys are really another kitty.
We usually call those producers. They're just checking in.
Oh, Jerry, this is Jerry Garcia. My baby boo. He lived on my outside of my porch for 3 months before he finally loved on my feet into my house because he kept loving on my feet. I'd like feed him at the neighbor's house so he wouldn't think he lived here, but it wasn't working. But I kept going over there and feeding him over there, and then he'd run back over and want to cuddle my feet and like get lovins, rolling over his back, let me touch his belly. I'm like, you are not like my other cats. You are like, don't you fuck with me, you know, type cats, unless they want to, you know. So I was like, oh, this cat is so loving, dude. He doesn't belong on the streets like this. So, you know, he moved in. Got a name. Got a letterbox.
Got himself a name.
Got fixed. That's the only thing where he lost on that one. Because I got him fixed.
Now, though.
Huh?
He's sweet now.
He was
though.
sweet then. What do you mean? That's how he got in this thing.
Oh, well.
He was a sweet. I was like, dude, what the hell? And he'd been out here living on the streets. I watched him grow up out here. I think he's my cat Lily's brother, older brother, because Lily's dad's out here hoeing it. He gets all the girls pregnant. Mm-hmm. Her mom, yeah. I've been trying to catch him so I can get his little balls clipped, but he's a fast one.
Look at you doing good deeds left and right.
You know, I used to love Bob Barker. He said, "Spay and neuter your cats." Well, the neighborhood cats are basically my cats because they won't stay the hell away from here. So, and then they keep moving in. I'm like, yo, hello. Everybody keeps trying to say I'm going to be the crazy cat lady. I will not let it happen. I won't.
Won't.
Well, won't should be the word. Won't.
Instead of
Won't.
That's
Won't.
when I say that, I mean that shit.
I
Won't. I will not. They said I should make my own dictionary with my faithisms. Shane called them faithisms. He's like, open another faithism. I'm like, why is it an ism?
Because it is.
When I call my brother Shane, my ringtone is insane in the memory. He likes messing with me. He's hilarious. He's not even my real brother. My real brother is like busy. He's got work in Newark and all that stuff. And like, we see him like probably 5 times a year. But it's only because he's literally got, like, before that, he got his son all the time on the weekends. His son just now turned 18. You know what I mean? And then he had this job where he really couldn't come up. It's an hour and a half away and shit. But now he's been coming up more often because he went through a job transition.
It's kind of a nice thing about, like, as we get older and our lives transition, it's funny how the availability and the time happens. You know what I mean? Like, we all have to sacrifice so much time for jobs and other obligations and things like that. But it's really nice as we get like later into life where the things that are important to us, we finally start having the time to appreciate. And then I feel like it makes us appreciate it more when we do
Yeah.
get to see each other and we do get to get together. And
Yeah, that is so true.
Mhm.
They always say distance makes the heart grow fonder.
So it's true.
It's probably a saying for a reason, I bet. I don't know, you think? I think that's a saying for a reason. No, but no, I get it, is what I'm trying to say.
I think so.
You get it, Mom? Mom gets it.
I'm trying to ask you.
What's your story?
My story?
Yeah.
Grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Rockford, Michigan. Then I moved out. Well, ended up moving out here 2 years ago. To work here, or at Red Tree.
Oh yeah.
A lot of little things in between, that's for sure. But
Right.
that's pretty much the gist of it. Spent my life in Michigan.
Michigan.
Yep.
Yeah.
The old dirty mitten.
Yeah, I like it up there. Oh, I love Michigan.
You know who we haven't heard from in a few
I've
weeks
been
is
to-
Todd. We need to figure out where Todd's been. He's actually been playing in a lot of tournaments and stuff. I know where he's been.
What
Yeah.
tournaments?
He
Playing?
plays poker for a living.
Oh really?
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
cool.
Todd's awesome.
He's got that poker face.
I wonder if it's a poker face or if it's just like he just like genuinely, like it's just a genuine don't care. Like, just like these are my cards. You
Yeah,
know what I
I-
mean? Like,
right.
I think he's just a matter of fact kind of person. So I think that's why, like,
Like,
I don't-
naturally, it probably gets trained, too. Playing poker that long. Like,
Right,
it just
yeah.
becomes so natural to just
Yeah,
like, but
it's part of him
don't show
now.
emotion unless you feel like showing emotion.
Right. Yeah, it's part of him now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just creates the template for control.
Oh yeah. Very true.
Yeah, we need to see what Todd's been up to. It's been a few weeks. I need to take a trip up to Detroit is what I just need to do. I need to make some rounds and visit some places in person. This isn't too crazy to just pop in and set up. What did it take me, like 20 minutes to set up?
Not long at all. Not long at all.
All you had to do was point out one outlet. Golden.
Yep. Oh, this is my partake in it.
Oh, we
I
had to get the
pointed.
Wi-Fi password.
Oh yeah, and yeah.
That
Right.
was the most complicated part, but that was easy.
And then she starts putting this password. She's like $. I'm like, what? She's like, there's a $sign in it. So I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, like, nah, I'm pretty sure there's not. What the hell is she looking at? The damn price? So I'm like, what the hell? So I
No,
look,
it's
I'm
like
like, nah.
LJQ 94MM $, whole
I'm
bunch
like,
more letters.
No, it's this one. So then she's like, oh, it worked. But I can't write. This is big ass, long ass, this long letter, like number thing.
Nobody's stealing your Wi-Fi. It's
And
not
every time
happening.
people are like, you got Wi-Fi, I'm like, dude, I don't even know it. I put it in
Right?
my
You
phone.
don't even want it. You don't even want to start to read it. It's just gonna stress you out.
Like you just better use your G's. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Set it to low res and be done with it.
Yeah. Oh.
No, but this is nice. I'm getting really comfortable setting up. The last 2 weeks, I should say the last week and a half, I've been working on an intro for us, and there was something that I was just missing in one of the settings. I was becoming so frustrated. And yesterday before work, when I was playing with it, I was working with a new template. Magically, everything worked. So I'm like 90% done with a new intro for us. So we'll be so much more professional, and we can start off. And
Did he already hear what you got so far?
just when I was playing it when he went to the bathroom.
Oh.
Did you hear our theme music, Jordan?
I didn't hear anything.
Look, I put it on the Zoom already. Listen, press the button. This is our elevator music until we get motivated to come up with something better.
She made it.
It's awesome.
I had to learn so many things, Jordan.
No, I'm on the. like it though.
Yeah, it's kind of groovy.
I like
Something
it.
that can fade in the background or like bring us in.
I like it.
Right, and then it fades out. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the projects I've been playing with. And we're 90% there. I got just a few things I need to tweak, drop some like lettering in, and we're golden. We'll have an intro. Maybe I'll even build an outro for us. Now that I figured out how to do it, now that I figured out all the steps, whatever I was doing wrong last week, I'm not doing it wrong this week. And I think our whole production value is about to be bumped up a notch. And then next week is Thanksgiving. So you don't want to do a show on Thanksgiving, do you, Jordan?
No.
I didn't think so. So we won't be here next week. So that gives us 2 whole weeks. When we come back the week after Thanksgiving, we're going to have a whole new intro. We're going to have a whole new outro. We're going to have our groovy theme music. Stepping it up.
Yeah.
I like it. Good job, Fawn.
Awesome.
Thanks. It's been so frustrating, but
I don't
worth
think she's
it.
having that much fun, but I
Worth
think
it.
she's gonna
No,
start having
I
fun.
was
Now that you're
so
getting
frustrated last week. You know how hard it is? You know how I am, Faith. Do you know how hard it is to spend hours for 2 days in a row just sitting there trying to figure something out when I'm putting all of my brain power in it, and I've watched multiple tutorials and I'm doing everything step by
well,
step.
it's a lot of little stuff I see
And-
going on here. So in your defense, I understand why it was frustrating learning, because it's a bunch of different components. It's not like you just learned a component. There's like several
Mhm.
components that you had to like, so yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it would be frustrating to learn them all.
It was a lot.
Yeah, but you did it.
But in the first day, I got all the
Got it.
material together. So once I had all the material together and like in the right order and the folder that I was using to upload things, it just made like, once I finally figured out what I was missing, everything could just drop into places. So now I
Nice.
just felt like I was getting nowhere. It's so frustrating to put all that energy in and not have anything to show for it. So much brain power and no result.
Right. Learning
But in
computer
reality,
programs.
yeah, in reality, I actually had a lot done. It was just whatever this one thing is, it wasn't working for me. So now I'm starting to understand video editing. So that means we'll be able to have like our live stream like we do every week, but we'll be able to have bonus material. So like, for instance, Ben has really been missing talking with us every week. So Ben and I can get it together in the evenings, or we can get together other times during the week and have like bonus material, like for collectors that we want to talk to that are in a different time zone and it's not convenient, or they're just like, at a job they can't step away from for, hour and a half or 2 or 3 hours during the day to just jib jab.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So yeah, like I feel like I've kind of been a ghost around the shop, but sorry, that was a coffee burp. I've been a ghost around the shop, but I feel like I've been so like technology driven the last like 2 weeks that it's like things are finally starting to snap into place, and it's like I am gonna be able to do this. And now that I figured these things out, faith.
I always got a third in there. I always got to.
But now that
I like how you sprinkle it in there.
Yeah.
now that I've figured it out, I think it will take not long for me to show you what I'm doing, and it'll be really easy. And
Yeah, I bet it'll click pretty quick. I've spent a little bit of time with video programs, and I feel like I've gone through those same headaches where it's just like, why the fuck is this not working the way I want? Why can't I bring this file into this? And what I had to do to get the file that I needed to be able to bring it in there. And then it just clicks, but you might spend a couple days. And I feel like when you jump into like, you're trying to achieve a result, but you're trying to achieve a result while also learning the program. That's where it gets the most stressful, but it's also where you learn the most.
Yeah, I was just going to say the flip side is like going through all the boxes and windows and drop downs and trying to figure out where all the settings were and figure out what was off. It gave me a chance to like kind of familiarize myself. And then also there are a few things that I found like multiple ways to do the same thing. So that's kind of nice, just in experimenting to have a couple different workflows to choose from, or I guess it felt like I had just wasted 2.5 days, but in reality, I really learned a lot, and it feels good to be almost there. If I wouldn't have worked so late last night, I probably would have had it ready for us today, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I still think that you
What was
you'll
that?
learn it quick. I think it'll be learned quick because once you get the hang of it, it's just gonna be like, oh,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one of those like there's just little and I tried
call
a couple.
Tad. Have you called Tad?
I want either of my brothers to help with the technology stuff. It's
'Cause
so
they're really smart at
unnatural
that
to me.
stuff.
I know. I'm really good at making a mess, and they're like one's good at fixing things. The
I
other's
think I would
good
go
at
to David. Ask
programming
David to
things.
help you. Go to his house. Just show up. Be like, look, dude, you're gonna help me with this, and he'll do it.
Just be like, you are gonna come to Columbus on Thursdays and have breakfast and smoke a bunch of weed with me, and that's it. And do this technology stuff. By the way,
Yeah, but he can show you everything though real quick, like and be like, oh, but he probably knows
he
programs,
probably already
like
does.
easy programs. You know what I mean? That you can just put a program in and it pretty much takes care. You know,
Oh, I just subscribed to Adobe, so I got like all of that to play with, but so much.
oh
Hey,
wow.
quick question.
You'll get through it.
What's up?
Oh wait, never mind. You
I
already
wouldn't
answered
be able to do
it.
it at all.
Well, I was wondering if I don't know. Never mind. How are camera situations working? Like for what the public is seeing for us right now? Like, are they seeing a little box of me, or is it switching back and forth when we talk?
I think it switches back and forth when we talk.
Okay. I was just wondering. I didn't know if you. I for a second was
On
feeling
our
like
screen, I thought that everybody could be seeing, like, because at the top of our screen it's us, and then it's you two, and then the big part is you.
okay.
Mm,
So wouldn't it be a
Yeah,
side by
'cause on my
side then?
side- Yeah, my side it's the opposite. So I was kind
So-
of curious as what other people are seeing.
So
Looks
we
like it's
can
side by-
change our view. We can talk about this when we're not live, but we can change our view so we can see different things. But what we see isn't always the same as what's being the signal that's being pushed.
Cool.
So,
Making sure I got all my settings right because I don't set up on the iPad much.
yeah, I think you're good.
Cool.
I think you're good.
Perfect.
Oh,
So
I just thought
Fawn-
it was like a side by side because that's what I see. But then it's a big of you, but then it's a side by side. That's what it should be.
That's probably what they're seeing is a side by side.
I was gonna say that'd be weird if it went back and forth when people talked. Because then when we're sitting here jabbing it up, it's just like.
Well,
staring at
sometimes
us.
it does that. It'll go to the voice. As soon as my voice comes up, it'll switch to me. And if your
Oh,
voice
really?
and your guys' side, it'll switch to you guys.
Oh,
But it's always weird because sometimes it shows that like to us.
right.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
But-
I'm a first timer. This is my first time. This is,
Right.
I'm unaware. I'm also trying to learn. Not really, like that, but I like to know stuff. I like to ask questions and be like, oh, so what's going on?
Right.
I don't understand it, but
Todd just texted me. I don't know if his ears were just burning or if he's listening to us, but
Right.
I asked if you wanted to join us.
Nice. I've had a few ideas for different people to come on. Definitely want to get my client that was I just finished up his sleeve. I want to get him to come on. He listens to all of our podcasts. I think
really
he'd be
need my mom
good.
to quit smoking, though.
Okay.
I want to get Blade back on too.
It's
Yeah.
Miss
Last
Blade.
night, as I was working on my Butterfly Nebula, I was listening to Marty talk to his client, and he was talking about Blade. He was telling Blade's story to the lady that he was working on. And he was like, oh, yeah, because she asked if he'd worked on any like multiple generations of the same family. And then he just started talking about Blade's family story, because I believe he worked on Blade's mother, maybe one of his grandparents too. I can't remember, but he's worked on several members of Blade's family, I believe.
Oh wow. I don't remember hearing.
That's cool.
Yeah, Blade started out getting the Tweety Bird tattoo that Marty did for his mom years ago. So that he got that. And then after that, Blade got a couple more pieces from Marty. And Blade just got his hand blasted by Kevin Stress. So that like Jap bio arm piece that he's got going on is all the way down to his hand. It's like these gnarly, squishy looking eyeballs. And it's beautifully
Pretty dope.
disgusting looking.
Yes.
But yeah, I think having Blade back on would be an excellent idea. I'd love to get in touch with Mindy and Phil Robertson too, and maybe see if we could have both of them join us.
Yeah.
I
think that's
also
great.
think I think we need to talk about scheduling some like evening events, like maybe an evening bio event again, where we get a few bio artists. And then maybe we could do an evening like geo event where we can get together several geometric artists and kind of like, maybe we could get some new school artists and have Austin join us, you know, like I think that would be like maybe every month or every other month we could have like a special like kind of like round table discussing certain genres.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
What kind of things do
Yeah, I
you
like
think
that.
we should
Yeah, I think that would be
talk
cool.
about more, Faith? I've been asking this question a lot because I really want to like, what things are people curious about? What do people want to know when it comes to the tattoo community? Because like Jordan and I live in it, so there are a lot of things that we take for granted.
Dude, you know
that
the
we
kind of
just think
stuff I want to
everybody
know?
knows.
Honestly, is stupid shit. Like, okay, first off, how in the hell do your hands not cramp up? Because I can't even play video games without my hands being like,
Oh, the machines are getting so nice, but the big squishy foam grips, they're my lifesaver.
do your hands cramp up?
Honestly,
Like maybe even later when you go to
not
bed.
like you would probably think, but I never get cramps or anything, but I definitely get wrist pains and
Wrist pains.
certain things. There's things you do to mitigate it, but
I'm like doing this and
soft
this
grip.
and all that.
Mhm.
Yep, mostly like wrists, carpal tunnel, and like honestly, my hand. What hurts the worst is my stretching hand because of all the pressure I put on all the joints of all my fingers and my
Right.
wrists, and then my elbow here. I feel like all of that together is constantly every joint's got a resistance all day.
Right.
That's funny. My massage
You
therapist
could probably
and I
go
talk
to
about this all the
therapy for
time.
that, physical therapy for that.
I'm right-handed, but it's
Look
always
up the
my left
exercises for
shoulder
it.
that's all
Right.
knotted
Loosen
up.
it.
And it's because
Maybe.
I'm pushing and I'm always putting all my weight on that left arm and I'm like stretching and I'm using my left. It's like I'm using all the strength in my left hand, but all the dexterity in my right. So it's like two
Yeah.
totally different stresses
Yeah.
on each side of the body.
Yeah.
But that's something that like the way I sit makes a difference. It's like the posture while you're working, like that shoulder is still going to get tight and it's still going to get sore. But if I'm sitting with proper posture, it's less sore at the end of a long
Right.
day, less knots for Samantha to beat out of me with her heels.
Right.
I shouldn't say that. She does walk on me, but man, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to a massage therapist?
No, but I was going to physical therapy and they give you massages. They put the TENS unit on you. They put the heat packs on you, and then like with the TENS unit, and then they'll take the biofreeze, you know what I mean? Like rub it in and everything. They'll like rub out your knots. And then my favorite thing they do is they'll have you lay down and then they like just hold your skull like right at the base of your skull, like right there with their fingers. And you just let your head like rest there with their fingers right there. And oh my God, you would not believe.
It's like traction. They're
It's like, oh my
lifting
God. And then they'll like
massaging at
pull a
the
little
same
bit. And I'm
time.
just like, and they unpinched my nerve doing that. I was getting electrocuted and everything. And they unpinched my nerve by like doing that. And then they'd be like, oh my God, all these knots down here. I'd have knots right there. And they're like tension knots.
Mhm.
And they can just work them out their fingers. So you can even have someone like do that for you. And oh my God, it'll relieve some of your like neck tension. You know what I mean? You'd be amazed, seriously.
Yeah, that's
at what
awesome.
that feels like. And it's just easy. You can lay on the floor, you can lay on the bed, anywhere, and someone just let your head cradle in their hands. Anyone can do it and just hold right at the base of your, skull and just push their fingers around a little bit and just leave your head droopy. And oh my gosh, you'd be amazed. They don't got to do the pulling if you don't want people pulling, but the whole, working those little knots out right there, I recommend it. I highly recommend it. You can have anybody do it because I've had other people do it. Once I wasn't in physical therapy no more, I was like, hey, try this shit. Just let me fucking lay down. They're like, what? I'm like, it's okay. It's safe. Just hold my head in your hands. They're like, you're fucking weird. I'm like, just fucking do it, man. So they'll do it, but yeah, they're weirded out. Like, okay, I better not be hurting you. I'm like, I don't want you to do the pulling. Just let my head, just cradle my fucking head, okay?
Just hold my noggin. Just lift it up a little. I'll do the rest. Just hold my
But they're
noggin.
always like, what's really going on? They think I'm trying to prank them. They're like, okay,
Are you gonna like
what's
scissor
really
kick
going
me
on?
in the back of the head?
What's really going to happen in this scenario? What's really going on? I used to always tell people, oh yeah, my cat, he loves to have his belly pet. And then my cat would tear their ass up for petting his belly.
Evil? Oh man, that cat.
His name was Evil, spelled love backwards though, EVOL. Because he was loving. It ain't me. Oh, maybe it was.
Making noises. It's all right.
Sorry, I didn't know what that was.
It's okay. I didn't realize the portable table would be so echoey. It's nice, but it
Well,
does
my
echo
phone
a
didn't
lot
light up,
and
so I was
buzzes.
confused. I'm like looking around, like, what is that? Then I
So you
forgot
got
what we
any
were talking
plans? Are you traveling for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Detroit and then go back to Grand Rapids.
Nice. Get some family visits in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's always good.
You know, I'll
Yeah.
definitely be up here for a couple of days in Marion, but I don't know. Nothing crazy planned. Not on my end.
No.
Nope. Dinner.
Nope.
Lots of food.
Yeah, lots of food planned. Yeah, don't have a ton. Not a ton of stuff to do. Just got to figure the family stuff out.
Yep.
Fun
I'm not.
stuff.
I just cooked my turkey dinner yesterday. I don't know what the hell. I was a week behind. Okay. And like, so I like thawed my shit out and thought that I was supposed to like do it. I was supposed to do it Saturday. My brother's going to be here. And I thought that we were doing it like the Saturday before the Thursday of Thanksgiving, right? Which I thought was that Saturday. Well, my brother didn't end up coming. So I got this turkey. It's
So we're
already,
Saturday.
it's
early.
ready on Saturday, right? So then as we're going, I'm like, I can't even wait till I got to do it now. You know what I mean? So then I cooked it on Wednesday night. And so that was yesterday. Cooked the whole meal, like everything that goes with it, you know, and everything. Everybody's like, I'm talking to people on the phone, like, what are you doing? I'm making Thanksgiving dinner. They're like, you do know that it's next week. I'm like, yeah, I know that now. I'm like, but I already had the fucking turkey thawed out. It
That was
has to be
already
cooked.
the past. The
Right.
It has to happen. Like I have to do it. So yeah. And then the only people that ate was me, my friend Morgan, because she's like, I'm hungry. I'm not gonna be able to have things. Come on over. I need to feed some people because no one knows. Because this was like impromptu. When I was like, I look in the fridge. I'm like, fuck the turkey. So I had to cook it right then because I'm like, yeah, it's gonna go bad. I'm not letting it go bad. So my mom ate a little bit, and then my uncle Mikey he ate some. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to feed people Thanksgiving dinner for the next couple of days. They're gonna be like, dude, it's next week. I don't care. This is pre-gaming, you know.
Right.
But yeah, I know it's kind of comical, right? But that's because I don't know what day and all that crap it is and all that. And what I have no idea what's going on half the time.
That's
I
all
just,
right.
yeah, because I don't
Thought it
leave
out,
my
thought it out a
house.
little bit too early, past the point of no return. I feel like that's something I would do.
Yeah,
I feel like you got to do what you got to do.
right. So yep, I made
Yeah.
it yesterday.
Are you gonna do another one? Are you gonna do like prime rib or something
I
different?
think I'll do something different now on actual Thanksgiving, just because I already made a full turkey dinner. But I have no idea what. But I'll make it special. I might make Cornish hens though, because I do like to make Cornish hens.
Nice.
I
And you know what? Have you ever taken Cornish hens, like the ones that were left over if you made too many, and then made chicken noodle soup with them?
well, yes.
So good. That's probably my
I make chicken
favorite
and
way to
noodles
do
over mashed
chicken
potatoes,
noodle
though, to
soup.
tell you the truth, not the soup, actually. I make the chicken with the noodles and then put it over mashed potatoes.
Either way, the flavor of the Cornish hens
I
is
like taters.
great for soup, stew, noodly.
Yeah, it
I
would be
fully
good for
support
soup.
that
It
idea.
definitely would be.
Also, if you're superstitious, the nice thing about Cornish hens is everybody gets their own wishbone.
Yeah, because we all get our own hen. You would not. Yeah, you don't want to share a Cornish hen. You're gonna have some leftovers, probably.
Right.
You're just
Sure,
like, oh, I'm
guys.
supposed to give you half of this.
Yeah, in my family, when we still lived up in Michigan, when Brittany and I were still
They're
little,
like this big.
we both loved doing
Right.
the wishbone so much that we would bicker over it, and we'd bicker over who did the last one. And so my mom's solution was to start doing Cornish hens so that we had our own wishbone. So
Yeah, we used to
every
do.
now and then
We
for
did
Thanksgiving,
pheasant
we
in my
still will.
household. My cousins would literally go on freaking Thanksgiving morning to go kill some pheasant, and like we would eat fresh ass pheasant that just got shot. Like right then, we had rabbit stew where grandma would take rabbit meat and like put it with cream and mushroom soup and like whatever, and then we put it over taters. And then we also had our own squirrels, which I love squirrel meat, and we'd each have our own squirrel, like, and she'd put them in the pan this way, then that way, this way. And like we'd all have squirrels. My Uncle Mikey used to do the squirrels. And I loved all that regular game for real when I was younger, but then all my cousins got felonies and now no one's allowed to hunt.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. And my Uncle Mikey already had a felony, so he wasn't allowed to hunt no more. So now we have no more pheasant, no more rabbit, no more squirrel, no more like none of that stuff. But it's okay. We're eating what everybody else is eating now, so that's good. But I miss that fresh shit. That shit fresh is really good. You do have to soak it in some buttermilk or some shit like that, a little bit, before you actually cook her up. But yeah, it's good. Have you ever had fresh pheasant?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's good as hell, isn't it?
I've
I
never
don't
eaten
think I've
squirrel,
ever
but
even had
I've
fresh
had
pheasant.
a lot of definitely a lot of fresh meat.
Yeah, yeah. So squirrels, it's real small meat, you know what I mean, obviously, but it's like dark meat. It's like but it's real dark, you know what I mean, a little bit darker than regular dark meat. And I'm not gonna lie, I know this is weird to say, but it's nutty tasting. Oh, that's freaking badass.
This is the piece I was
That's
talking
so
about when I
cool.
finished yesterday. This is why I overslept today and was horrible at communicating. I'm sorry, Jordan.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah,
I
didn't
forgive
that
you,
turn out
Fawn.
cool? I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
And this is actually, I didn't upload the video that had a picture of the actual nebula in it, but this is called the Butterfly Nebula, and this is the first one that I've like achieved this level of photorealism on one of my like nebulas or outer spaces. Like
Yeah,
I'll
that
do
looks
like
really
a black
good.
hole nebula very often. I've done the Crab Nebula, but I've never achieved this. Like I've never had the goal
Yeah.
to achieve this.
Yeah, that's badass.
And then there was playing with the polarizer, so you could see that you can see all my photography tricks in the video.
You got a picture of that arm piece you just did?
Oh yeah,
Jordan?
definitely. I just posted it on mine if Fawn wants to go check that out. But Fawn, this piece is crazy. Don't
Yeah,
change it yet.
Okay.
I know it is. It's freaking badass, and I love that sky. And that would look good behind my Jerry. Not that exact thing, obviously,
You want
but
some
something
crazy
like that
space?
behind my Steely. I wanted that in the Steely kind of, but
And then we've got I can't remember. I think
There's not
one's
enough
the
room for all that.
Cancer constellation. I can't remember what the other one is, but we took those constellations in there, and
Oh,
then they've got like the
cool.
glowing little lines
Yay.
connecting them, so they're there but not like
yeah, I
made in your
love that.
face.
A lot of fun. Those blacks are really what set it off too, or like not
Yeah.
even black. Just
Yeah, it makes it pop, huh?
those purples into that black.
Yeah,
There's a lot of just black.
Very good
black in this
transition
too,
between
though.
the cool, warm and cools there.
yeah, I really like it.
The whole thing is just like this big fight between warm and cool. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you guys.
Mm-hmm.
She and I picked out the photo of the nebula together. Like she knew she wanted to do the Butterfly Nebula, but we picked out the like I like looking at like Hubble photography. That usually gets me. That's like the keyword search that gets me really good clear photos like this.
Yeah, that is the really good photo.
Thank you.
I like how I like when the light hits it right there. It makes it go like it. Did you see that?
Mhm.
Okay, I was just making sure I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, that's the polarizer. That's the lens that I put on my camera.
Oh yeah, I can see it looked like it
I'll
came
dial
alive.
it, and you can see the glare, and then I dial it back away.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I'm super proud of this. This was pretty awesome. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
stop
good.
share. Did you send your work to the tattoo collecting Instagram?
No, I didn't. I did not actually.
Oh, I don't know how to screen share from an iPad yet. I haven't had to do that.
Jerry Bear.
But yeah, you've been killing it with the pieces that you've been wrapping up. That geometric outer space one that you've been working on, are you finished with that one?
Geometric outer space one. Which one?
The color one on the
He's like,
hip?
which one?
The big color one on the hip with the like
Yeah.
spiral.
We finished that. I'll send those over.
Do you think that's going to be bigger? Do you think that's going to grow into a bigger tattoo?
I think one day she'll probably want a whole leg sleeve.
Nice.
I think
Oh,
we will.
yeah.
Nice. I could definitely see it happening.
Definitely. Let's see here.
Just turn off TV. Push TV power.
So there's one.
Like you couldn't have figured that out.
Take a second to send over.
Yeah, I love the way that looks. I love that.
There we go. I figured out where the noise was coming from. Sorry, guys. I'm a slacker. Oh, guys. I got smoke in my eye.
Oh no.
A
That shit
hazard.
hurts.
Hazard. The worst.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible.
All right, universe. I won't smoke anymore for a while. I hear you. Usually I feel like that's what it means. Once I start getting smoke in my own eye, like, all right, you've smoked enough. Walk away, Fawn.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Set the blunt down. Walk away from the blunt.
Walk away.
Set it down and walk away from the blunt.
This is now affecting your life. Walk away.
I don't know why
Oh,
you think
it's
it's okay
smoking
to
my
bite
eye.
your mama. You don't bite your mama. Oh, we get kisses. There we go. Mm-hmm. These little fuckers always want to try to bite a bitch.
You know, your animals, they always have a tendency.
But every time they
to-
bite, they then kiss me.
They're like sweet. They're like Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, that's how all my babies are.
Yeah, it's kind of a theme for you and your animals.
Because I'm kind of like that.
All right. Did they send over?
It might take them just a moment to come through. When they come through on my phone, I'll bounce over there.
My internet's been real weird over here.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love looking at tattoo work. I love looking at pictures of actual tattoo work. My dad used to get that the magazines that always had tattoo world or something. I don't even know what was that? Tattoo. It was just called tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
My dad always got that magazine when I was a kid. I knew I was going to get tattoos because they used to do tattoo parties. My dad was a biker, and all the tattoos got done at our house at our parties. You know what I mean? So I knew I was going to get a tattoo. I knew it. I got my first tattoo when I was like 15. It was hilarious because I told my mom, I was like, I'm going to get a tattoo today. And she's like, no, you're not. And I was like, yes, I am. And she was like, no, you're not. So I got 3 tattoos that day. I got my 9 Inch Nails tattoo, and I got both my toes tattooed, one with a smiley face and one with a sad face to represent my Gemini, ism. But yeah, she was pissed. But that was when I first got tattoos.
15. How old were you?
14 or something. 15, probably 15. Because before I lived in Marion, I still went to school down there because I went down there and had tattoos, and they were like, "Where'd you get tattoos?" Because I grew up in Buckeye Lake. It's like village of Buckeye Lake.
When you were what, 20?
But when I was little, we lived in Milledgeport on this like big old thing, and like we had big ass badass hog parties and shit where they'd roast a hog and go get a hog and roast that motherfucker. We had a friend that had a hog farm and all that, and they killed Wilbur. But anyways. That's another story. Yeah, they roasted my pig, and I refused to eat him that night because I like loved this pig. This pig was like cool as fuck. They let me play with the pig when it was little, but then as it got bigger, they said, "Okay, you can't play the pig no more because if you even got a cut or anything, like no, you can't play with the pig. It's getting too big. It is a fucking hog." But I didn't care. I love playing with that hog. I playing with that fucking hog before it was just a baby hog. Oh my god! But anyways, so we go to the farm to get a pig, and they get Wilbur, and I'm like. And I wouldn't eat it. I would not eat him. I cried at the window, like, not Wilbur. Oh my God, what the fuck? I was like so upset. Well, the next day, my mom makes ham and eggs because we have a lot of hog left, And I eat the ham. My dad is this big of a butthead that after I eat this ham and eggs and and he's like, my dad was like, was that good? Was it? I was like, yeah. And he's like, you ate Wilbur. I'm like, and my mom was like, Rick, why? I instantly was like, like, I was so
oh my God.
He was like, Wilbur was born and raised to be our food. And I was like, he was my friend. Dad was like, I told you not to name him. Because my dad kept saying, don't give him a name. Because I kept saying, I'm going to name it Wilbur. And he's like, no, you're not giving the pig a name. Do not give that pig a name. He can't, and he's like, that's why I told you not to give the pig a name. Now, if you listen to me, you would be all worried about Wilbur. Now, would you? He's like, but Wilbur was good, right? Wilbur did what he's supposed to do in life. And I'm like, okay.
All right, Wilbur, you're delicious.
Cool. And I ate the rest of the ham and stuff. But yeah, that was a pretty good argument for me. But
do you think, let me ask you this, because I'm always curious. Do you think that made you appreciate food more?
What? Because I'd eat anything?
No. Like having gone
I will
through,
eat anything.
Like, I don't know.
Well, besides some, I guess there was maybe some stuff out there I wouldn't eat.
Like, I guess when you know that you've like slaughtered something or something has been slaughtered specifically.
Oh, I like fresh meat. I feel like if
Like,
we're gonna hunt,
you-
it should be to eat. I personally feel like that whole. Why would you hunt? I mean, okay, even a buck, eat the motherfucking meat. You know what I mean? Put the buck head up on your wall. Do that. You know what I mean? Eat the meat. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste the shit. Why are you killing an animal if you're gonna eat it? And we should, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm totally pro.
That's how
hunting,
I
but
really
feel
honestly
the
feel
same
about
way.
that.
If
And
you're
I don't like
100%.
people that go out and want to do stuff to like gorillas and elephants and all that. We don't
Trophy
eat them
hunting's
other
different.
efforts. Trophy hunting is not for me. I don't like that shit. I ain't cool with it. But I mean, to each his own. But at the same time, it's not for me. I don't give a shit. You know
But,
what I mean?
like,
I ain't cool with it.
hunting and fishing,
I
to
wouldn't
stock
want
your
to
freezer,
be a
totally
part of
cool.
that.
I'm with
But
you.
hunting and fishing to stock your freezer for your family, you know what I'm saying? And being able to do that, go and do that, even if it's with bows, you know what I mean? Like you can still go do that for your family. I feel like that's real shit. I don't care. That's how I grew up. I like that shit. That's what I like. Unfortunately, like I said, everybody in the family is a felon. Can't none of them have nothing but a bow, and they're all too lazy to go bow hunting, I guess. But and I, so it sucks because that like took that away.
So you need
But at the
friends
same
that are
time,
hunters.
yes, I need some hunt. You got any hunter friends that would be willing to just let me buy some of the meat that they, My Uncle Mikey just brought me some deer because they went and got a deer the other night, which Uncle Mikey's been going with people that do. Because Uncle Mikey can do bow hunting.
Mhm.
So he's been going with some hunters recently and they got a deer. And so he brought some deer meat in the fridge right now. So I did get a little bit of deer meat, which I'm happy about. But I used to get to eat deer jerky, all that shit.
So this is gonna sound.
But now I
awful.
kind of quit eating pork though.
So I had this friend in high school, and he comes to school
Not 'cause of
one day,
Wilbur.
and he's like, "Hey, fawn." I was like, "Hey, what?" He's like, "My brother hit a fawn on the combine," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "That sucks." He's like, "It's so mangled, we're turning the whole thing into jerky." I was like, "Ah, no way." So a few days later, he brings in this fawn jerky, like little tiny baby fawn. It would be like the veal of
Yes.
venison. The best jerky I've
Yeah.
ever had. It was like modestly seasoned, smoked perfectly, but so tender, so soft. And the meat, like, you know how venison's usually dark red? It was really lighter. It
Yeah.
actually like looked like pork, but it was very soft and very like, if you
Yeah.
ever have the opportunity, I'm not saying, I mean, I know it sounds weird coming from me, but if you ever have the opportunity.
Well, we had a deer and took it to the Amish, and the Amish will take the deer because we didn't really want the deer meat at this time, you know what I mean? And whatever, we didn't have time to do all this. So we took it to the Amish, and the Amish will not take the liver. And maybe another organ too, we didn't care. But so we had a fresh liver, fresh roadkill liver. Oh my God, that liver was the best liver I ever had. He fucking fried it up with some onions, and he just like, oh my God, it was really good, really. Like it was like melt in your mouth liver. It was like, that was amazing. I don't know why the Amish won't take the liver. I think it's because it like, doesn't it like filter something? It's like the filter, right? The liver kind of filters.
Yeah.
Maybe, and then maybe that's why, you know what I mean? Because it filters into them, that's unclean. I don't even know. But they'll take the deer though, you know what I mean? Like when you hit one. So, but yeah, just know that if you ever hit a deer, you don't want to leave it on the side of the road and you got a truck, possibly. You can take that motherfucker to the Amish and they will straight take it all except for the liver and maybe the spleen or something. I don't know. There's something else that he didn't want, but there was like the liver, he took.
Huh.
But yeah, fresher it is, the better. I think that fresh prey is better food just because. Except for fish. I like the fish, like maybe soak overnight in some buttermilk, maybe the next day on the fish to get that gamey taste out of them, like when you go fishing and
Do you know what my grandma?
I eat fish out of Buckeye Lake. You're not supposed to eat fish out of Buckeye Lake.
Of course. This explains so much.
I'm like, why? I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I eat fish out of Buckeye Lake? I would go to the Blue Goose and put French fries on the thing, and the fish would bite there. I'd have a whole string of fish. That would be like, you ain't gonna catch a damn fish with fries. I was like, watch me.
Boom.
And I'd go right to the dock where all the people that eat outside at the Blue Goose would throw their like food in the water. So the ducks were like, or not the ducks, the fucking fish were like, oh, it's just some more food they got there in the water.
That's really funny.
I didn't do that all the time because actually I got in trouble for that. The Blue Goose was like, can you stop? I said, I only did. I had to show my dad I could catch 12 fish. And they're like, and this is the only place you can catch 12 fish. I'm like, yep. This is by far
This is the one.
the only place that I
This is
was
the
going to
spot.
be able to catch 12 fish. I was like, and I told my dad I was going to do it with fries. And they was like, well, you won your bet. Do not come back over here fishing with fries. Don't come back over here fishing these fish. They trust the waters. I'm a kid. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that's true. I shouldn't have did that maybe. But I brought home them 12 fish, didn't I? With fries. They loved it. Do you like fresh fish?
I
Like
love
maybe
it.
Maybe not from Buckeye Lake.
Yeah, I love all fish, depending on
Yeah.
where it's sourced.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think
Also,
the
you
source
wouldn't
right
eat-
there. The source would be it. If it's because they just like their fish and they want their fish in there, hey, I'll eat their fish. But if it's because they're dumping some nasty ass shit in there,
Yeah,
maybe
no.
mercury poisoning, lead poisoning, all sorts of.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. I've been coming to, yeah, I get what you're saying with certain fishes. Like tilapia, I used to love it, but now I'm kind of worried about it because like I heard that they are like really dirty and like they just eat their own.
Farm raised tilapia is fantastic. though.
Okay,
I
but
totally see.
I'm not saying I haven't eaten the shit since I heard it. I'm just saying I was kind of leery of it. Don't eat as much of it,
Yeah, no, tilapia is a good one. Actually.
Yeah, I usually avoid tilapia. That's usually
Yeah.
one of the more they do say it's one of the dirtier fishes.
Yeah, Yeah, so I used to not know that, and then of course I get to looking shit up and everything like I do, and I'm like, oh fuck, tilapia too.
I've eaten a fuck ton of tilapia though.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm
I
saying.
love
I've still
fish.
eaten some since, just not like I don't go buy these big old fucking bags like I used to and fried up.
The
All the
label, and it's more than likely going to be farm raised.
I do
and
not
it's
like to
fine.
read labels. That
If-
really
if
freaks
it-
me out. Fine.
Like I feel like it wouldn't even be like economically sound to even try to have wild caught tilapia.
No, I would never want that. No, fuck no. There's no wild caught. I don't want that. There ain't no thing of those in the wild.
You don't want the pollution.
They're not in the
cleaners.
wild. I don't believe they're not in the wild. They're all farmed. There is no wild tilapia. I don't believe that there is. If they wild caught them, they sat in the damn corner of that fucking pond where they got them things in there growing. And that's where they got them. Like, I've really heard that. I believe it. But I don't, yeah. I'll eat everything else like the shit. Whiting,
Fake.
cod. But I do like catfish, and they're like bottom feeders. But they're good as hell. But those you really got to soak overnight in some like egg. You got to soak them in something better. Because fresh catfish, you like fresh catfish? Like, that shit's kind of.
Yeah.
Without it being, what do you soak it? Do you soak it in anything, or you'll really fry it up? You like it fried up right then?
Yeah.
Really? Because I like to soak it in like
Vinegar.
something, you know what I mean?
Little
Like
bit of
buttermilk
vinegar.
or even egg, just some egg wash for a little bit, you know what I mean? And like with some milk or whatever, you know what I mean?
So my grandmother would blanch it first in vinegar for at least a few hours, and then she'd give it the buttermilk bath.
Okay.
Apparently that vinegar soak first.
I'll try that because I got
it was the
well, my
trick.
grandma used to do something where she'd think she soaked it in salt water or something and then pull out like the gamey.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what the vinegar does. But you know, my grandmother's catfish was.
Yeah.
Look, so we moved back to Ohio. In Michigan, the water's a lot colder, so there are catfish, but they don't get big up north like they do in Ohio. In Ohio,
Yeah, oh my
catfish
gosh.
get big.
Like,
So
you can
I
get
go fishing
awards
with one
for
of my
them.
cousins. We come back and we got these catfish. He dips out. He's like, "You clean them." I was like, "I know how to fillet a bass." My grandmother comes out. She like hikes her skirt up. She gets down. She has this board, and it's just like just a piece of scrap wood that she grabs. It's like 1.5 inches thick. She has a screwdriver in her hand. I'm like, what is she doing with this screwdriver? And then I realized she's got a hammer. So she jams the screwdriver through its head, hammers it in, and then she just starts like cutting and peeling the skin off. But I was like,
Grandma.
I had no idea.
Oh my
this
God.
was what was gonna go down. And she
No wonder
Here,
you're
let me
not.
show
Grandma
ya.
came out there and went to town. She said, "What you got the catfish?" Oh my gosh. Jeez.
and she was usually so like proper. And
Yeah.
other than when she was like in the garden or like preparing something. She was
Yeah.
always proper, always looked great. But like to see her just like hike it up and like,
Oh
don't
my
let
God.
me make you mad ever.
Yeah, I made her mad
Ever.
before. That was a pretty scary.
I mean, you made her mad on a whole different level than I ever could have.
Yeah.
though.
Well, you know, because I was dating Tab when he was just a kid, but I just turned 18. What the hell was he doing partying with us if he wasn't 18?
Fair.
Then he
Fair.
said he had to go home because he had like after the weekend, you know, to go to school. And I'm like, "Oh, you're in college?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "What the fuck ever, dude? Are you
You're like,
serious
I
right now?"
assume you have tattoos. You're old enough.
Not just that, but like I'd been at parties with him with your dad there and everything, and it was David, Tad at the party at Cal Liam's house. Like they looked grown to me a year before that. Your brother was taller than me at that time.
Well, fair, but you're not that tall.
Oh, I am. I'm only 5'3". So I mean, yes, I'm short. So yes, I guess a lot of people are taller than me. I'll give her that. I'll give her that. But not that much taller than me. How tall is Tad? And has been since he was like 16.
he's like my height. He's got to be at least 5'10".
See, that's taller than 5'3", big time taller than 5'3", right? It's not just a little bit of tallness. And then Mary, their cousin Mary's the one that told me, "Oh, this is my cousin," or you know, "You should talk, you know, blah blah blah. You guys should hang out and whatever, you know." And then so I got set up because then I'm like, "Mary, why did you tell me he was a kid?" "Oh, his dad didn't go press charges." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Nice.
I'm like, "That's not cool." But he turned 18 like 8 months into our relationship. I'm not that much older than him, so. And I was 18, so I'm like, man, what the fuck? that much older than him. I'm still 18, you know,
No, that was statutory.
but her grandma, Miss, you know, Miss Baker, Mrs. Baker, she did not like that.
I'm trying to screen share for
And then
us,
I'd be out there
Jordan, sorry.
babysitting Fawn and my boyfriend and his brothers. Basically.
There we
So
go.
yes, nope, Dad didn't care.
Look at this, babe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is what Jordan does.
Yes. Yes.
And those are his paintings
Cute,
in the
right?
background.
Yes, I love that.
Isn't that cool?
How the fuck on the bottom part? I do not know how people are able to do that. You did a great job on that. How it's like just the, you know, the dots or whatever that go down. They're perfect.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, that's fucking bad the fuck ass. Oh my god, I love it.
Here's the one that I was just asking about a little.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes. That makes my dick hard.
Nice, babe. Real nice.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I don't want to talk like that. Well, I don't really have a dick that's hard, so it's not
Well,
like
fair.
I'm being, you know,
It's
perverted.
only
It's
like
a figure of speech.
hypothetical.
Yeah, that is freaking sweet.
Did not turn out sweet.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh my god, I love that.
I
I love
hope
it.
she does turn it into a full leg sleeve. This is one
Yes,
of
keep
those
going. I hope
pieces
she
that-
keeps going. You got to follow your other brick road, dude. She got to keep going.
Yeah, it could just grow. It could grow in so many
Yes.
directions.
Oh my god, every direction. Take
Mhm.
it. She could just take over most of her body with that.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Fuck yeah. Tell her to call us, man. We'll be like, look, girl. That's what you,
Faith, it's
yeah.
like, call us.
Call us, man. We will straight. Oh, yeah. What? Oh my god, that is so freaking dark. I love that.
Yeah, you've been crushing it. Doesn't it
Yes.
feel good when you start wrapping up like several projects? Bam, bam, bam. It makes it feel like
Right.
all the work is finally getting you somewhere.
Yep. Definitely.
Yes. That is motherfucking sweet. Oh my god, yes. I love how dark it
Thank
is
you.
too.
Thank you.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Oh, here's another.
Oh yeah.
This turned out super nice. Jordan.
Yes.
You started this one when you first came to Red Tree, right?
Yep. And this is all he wants to
Is
do.
that a lotus like type? Is that's a,
I mean, you could consider it that type of thing, but I never thought of lotus when I was doing it.
oh, because I want a lotus on iPhone, and that looks like a lotus. I would like cut something like that. Yeah, man, this shit's badass. I love it. I want one.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
We've got the dragonette. Do you want me to share that video?
What, a little dragonette? Nah, that's too sad.
Oh, don't show me sad shit. I need a cigarette though. I've went a long time though. I'm very proud of me, you know, for that. Hold on one. Don't worry, I'm only gonna hit it a couple times. Just need a couple.
I mean, I'm it's your house.
Well, I don't smoke in my house.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. You're stepping away. That's
Yeah,
that's
just
where
for
we're
a
at.
second.
So you got anything going on later today?
I got a draw for tomorrow.
Drawing?
Compose some stuff.
I think after I finish here with Faith, I'm going to go across town and I'm going to talk with Dustin. I was trying to do, I want to, you know, how I've been talking about doing like remotes from different shops. I wanted to do my first remote from Dustin's studio. It's here in Marion. It's called Integrity Tattoo. But I want to just go and like show up in person because I don't know if maybe he's never watched the show, but I want to like, hey, this is it. This is how much space we need. This is how much time we need. Like, let's set up a time. So,
Nice. Hell yeah.
but
Yeah,
his
what's
shop, he's just put so much. He's put so much research into putting together a brand new traditional tattoo studio. Like He's got hand-drawn flash all over the walls, and it's all American traditional, the majority of it. But it's all like hand-drawn and original American traditional. And he's got like hand-painted lettered signs everywhere. And, you know, he just like thought of every detail, and everything's very traditional, but very classy and very clean. And, you know, and I'm just proud of him. And I want to kind of show him off and showcase him and his work and his shop and all the hard work he's been putting into it. So
Very
I'm
cool.
going to talk with him today, and we'll get that rescheduled. And then I think maybe we can start scheduling other shop visits, start dropping in and just kind of mix things up, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of don't mind being in other places, and like it's nice sitting and chilling with the fish tanks and the computers, and but it's kind of nice to change up the atmosphere and have different stimulations all around you, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. Very true. Yep. Different
So, Faith,
backgrounds.
out of all the tattoos that you have, what do you think your next tattoo is going to be? Do you even think about it anymore, or is it just kind of spur of the moment?
No, you know, I've been wanting some shit behind my Steely.
I mean, we can do
But-
some rad outer space.
I know. Yeah, I know. I know.
So that's all you really brainstorm about? It's just kind of like
Yeah, well,
adding
you
on
know, I've
to
been wanting
stuff
to
that we
finish
already
this too
have.
because, you know, that was what that was supposed to be. And then Speedy kind of finished it like in a way that I felt like wasn't really merging with, and then he didn't do what I asked him to do. But at the same time, he was going through a lot of things at that time. So I know he was in his own head.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But it's
Because I
always
didn't stop
something
him
like,
either. Well, I did when he tried to put a Daisy, and I said no, Lily. He's like, oh fuck. He's like, you know, it's been a long week. I'm like, yeah, you're good, dude. But because he started drawing, I said, Speedy, that's a Daisy. He's like, oh, like as soon as he seen it, he goes, oh
wrong
shit.
flower.
Yeah, oops, he went and got me, but he got but the little. It's beautiful though. My like, Speedy does good work. Speedy did this tattoo on me. He finished it. This is the one I had to chase him around for. Oh shit! I can probably stand up because I keep thinking that.
Here, hold on. If you stand, I'll grab the camera so we can get a good shot of it.
Okay, very cool.
And this is when he first started. Not really first started because he tried to get me a tattoo when I was like 14, 15, but
That's that butterfly I was talking about last week, made out of mushrooms.
you know, the butterfly ink.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
Butterfly ink.
That's very cool.
It always reminds me of
There's a
brown
guy in
mushrooms.
there.
In the butterfly?
No, down there in the
Oh, yeah.
mushrooms.
Yeah, I see.
I
that.
see him.
He was supposed to be holding a pipe, and he's not. Like all that stuff like coming out of his hands. And I said, Speedy, that looks like he's doing the nasty, and that stuff's going up my back. And he's supposed to have a pipe, like a Sherlock Holmes type pipe, you know, and be chilling in the mushroom smoking. And like somebody looked at it and was like, what exactly is going on back here, Faith? They showed me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see where that. Yeah, what the hell? Where is the pipe? And Speedy's like, oh, no one's in this. I said, bullshit. I didn't see it, but I can't see it.
That's so funny.
It's funny.
I didn't even notice though. So
No, it's fucking hilarious though. I love it. It's an on-standing joke because he has offered to definitely do that, but it's still funny to me because they was like fucking with me, you know what I mean? They was like, have you looked at this really? I'm like, no, not really. And they're like, what's going on back here? They was like so serious about it, but like that's what we do to each other. We just mess with each other. We always prank each other. That's why everybody thinks I'm always trying to prank them when I get them to try to hold my skull. They're like, what's really going to happen? I'm like, I swear, I just need you to. Because like we're just crazy and silly.
You know, thanks for never really getting me with anything crazy. Thanks.
Yeah, well, you know,
I
I knew
appreciate
you, I knew you when you were just a little fondlet. She was
Fondlet.
just a little fondlet, you know,
hold on, I'll be right back, guys.
like 8 years
Okay.
old.
So I'm feeling like we'll probably wrap up here soon.
Mhm.
Is there anything you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
No.
I've been all over the place. I knew today was going to be a fun episode. Last week when I was talking about it, I was like, you don't want to miss it.
Of course, we're all over the place. We all have ADHD, probably.
I feel like confidently we all have ADHD.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
Oh.
You know, I accept it. Acknowledge it. The first key, you know, to that is to accept. No, I kind of like it sometimes because I get a lot of different stuff not done but started.
When things settle down a little bit with you and your mom, you got to come down to the city. I'm
Yeah.
going to show you where I live. We get you to the
Well,
studio.
I mean, my
and
brother lives
record
in
with
Newark,
us.
and I could probably take.
Take a day and visit both.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say I'd take my mom to Newark, and then just take. It only takes like 40 minutes from Newark to Columbus. Maybe. Well, it takes an hour.
Yeah, it'd be like a zigzag for you, but yeah, that'd be worth it. You go out, be
Yeah.
social. I
Yeah.
joined a pool league. It's the
Yeah.
first time I've played pool since I worked at the pool hall. Remember how I was
Yeah.
beginning to be a really good shot? Lost it all.
Yeah. You're just now, so it's like relearning.
I mean, it's a funny thing to like look at a table and know 10 years ago I could have made every ball on the table with the same exact cut, the same, you know what I mean? I could have.
And now you just can't do it.
Yeah, it's like all of my angles are just a touch off. Like,
Was you drinking back then?
Not really when I played pool.
I was gonna say because they call that learn something, where if you're like drinking, like you know how you're
Right,
gonna
you
be
gotta
drunk.
start drinking again to get good.
No. I
Oh, yeah.
was.
No, yeah, kind of. I mean, because I cannot bowl unless I've had a picture of me. Once I get a picture of me, man, my foot starts. I look like I'm a professional bowler all of a sudden. I'm all awkward at first, you know. As soon as I get that first picture of me, buddy, I look like a professional bowler. I do well, way better than I did in the beginning. Well, so I learned that that's actually a thing. Did you know that? Like if you're doing something, whatever substance it is, when you learn something, you have to relearn it sober or whatever, or without that, because if not, you have to kind of be in that at that level again. Like that's why a lot of people were like, I can't play pool till I'm drunk.
No, I was the Mountain Dew drinker. Actually, when we were on a pool league before, I was the only one.
You
That was
can hone
sober.
it.
I
You
was
gotta
the one
relearn
that
it.
I was the one that drove all the time.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, so I was always on Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I
On
was
your
a-
little dinky
yeah,
car.
You
She
gotta
said
keep
on
drinking
Mountain Dew.
I hope you were drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I was Mountain Dew. I was Mountain Dew.
She was all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Maybe that's what I need.
Sounds
to
like
do
she
is
should have
just
drank more.
Switch back to Mountain Dew when
No.
I'm shooting pool.
Yeah, switch back to Mountain Dew. It could be the cat. Hey,
It's
it's
the caffeine.
caffeine. Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yep.
Caffeine and sugar combo put
Mhm.
you in that mindset.
Yep. Yep. For sure. You never know.
It could be. It's about the only thing that's different. I still keep crazy hours. I'm still up till 3 and 4 in the morning all the time. Yeah. About the same.
Are you a night owl? Like-
Not really. I used to be.
Yeah.
Now I tend to go to sleep before 12.
Yeah, I'm usually in bed around 10, but I mean, sometimes I'll take a nap because I'm freaking old. And then I end up staying up till like, midnight. And I feel like I'm up past my bedtime at midnight. I'm like, oh my God, it's freaking midnight. And
This is
everybody's like,
the
what are you going to
world's
turn back
like
into
at this
a
hour?
pumpkin or something? What's going on here? Why are you worried about midnight? Like, because like whenever, like I'll go to all my little friends, little get together, the shindigs and shit. And I always leave. I'll be like, oh my God, it's about to be midnight. They're like, what really happens to things at midnight? Because they're all tripping and shit. So one night I messed with them all because I like to fuck with people's heads. I love
God,
making
where are we
jokes.
going with this?
I told him all, I was like, yeah, no, seriously, at midnight, I made him believe I was a werewolf after midnight. Because they were all, not in their right mind, you know what I mean? So it was funny as hell, and I was like fucking with them, you know what I
You
mean?
were,
Like,
hold on.
because they're like, dude, why do you always have to leave before midnight? What's really going on with that? Like, how's come? It's because I had to get back to my mom. My mom cannot take her meds no later than midnight. And a lot of times I have mom with me too. And like midnight's like the limit, But it was so funny because one night I convinced them all that I was a werewolf.
I was going to ask, were you tripping also? or were
No,
you just
hell
messing
no.
with the
No,
tripping people?
just messing with the tripping people. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. I don't care.
Right, especially if you're someone who's tripped before. It's fun
Yeah.
to
So
prove
I
that
know
you get
what,
it.
yeah.
Because you get it. But if you've never tripped before, it's literally the most pathetic thing to watch someone try to fuck with people. Like,
Right.
ooh,
No, it's always,
freak you out.
yeah. No, they kept, no, it was hilarious because like Sleepy J, Day, and motherfucking Corey's been friends with me for fucking 20 years. They all literally, like, we was all sitting around the fucking fire and shit because it was like getting chillier out. And they literally was like, seriously, what's up with that? Why you like they was fucking around too, you know what I mean? But it was funny because then I was like really serious about it. Like, and they was like, Day's like, I don't know, man. It could be true, dude, because she always does that to leave at midnight. You know what I mean? And then like, so I don't think that they like really believed like that, but it was still funny. I don't give a fuck. And I don't do horrible things to him because I've been tripping my whole life. So I know not to do things that are going to put him in a bad headspace. Because like literally I've dropped whole entire like hate, like someone who like normally I would be like that did something horrible, to me. I'll hug them and everything just because I don't want the vibe to change for everybody else. You know what I mean? So I'll hug that person, you know, tell them it's cool, dude. You know what I mean?
You know what's kind of scary though, is that if you convinced me that you were a werewolf and I was fully convinced and I was tripping, I'd probably stab you in the heart with a stake.
Oh my gosh.
I'd have to take you out.
Right. I get what you're saying. That could have went left. Okay.
Around me.
I know, but okay. I get what you're saying, but no, I don't think these people would actually really be that convinced.
I'm totally kidding.
But you're right. No, you are right. You are right, though.
But let's say I was actually convinced. If I
wouldn't do that at the Legend in the Woods,
it would be irresponsible to let you live.
Right? Right? Oh my God! Right? Because what happens when I turn werewolf? What am I doing once I leave these parties and turn into a damn werewolf? You know?
Faith's like, I got to come up with a new strategy.
Yeah, yeah. It was still funny. We still talk about it because they're like, God damn it, Faith, like fucking had me wondering. And I don't think they ever really thought it, but they was wondering. Like they talked about it after I left. Like, man. I know she's a werewolf, but that is weird though. You know what I mean? She always leaves by midnight and shit. Because I used to be always there for the whole weekend because they do whole weekend things. I used to stay for the whole weekend. But at that time, my mom was in a nursing home. So when I took her home at night, she's in a lockdown facility in a nursing home, you know what I'm saying? And like, I could do that, you know what I'm saying? And then just go back during the day, earlier in the day, hang out with mom and shit, and then go back out there or whatever. I could stay out there. Well, I can't do that anymore because I got mom living 2 doors down from me, you know what I mean? And I can't like, leave her like now. Sometimes my brother comes up here and he'll stay with her so I can go do things like pyro and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
But most of the time, nope. I have her all week on the weekends. So I don't do shit on the weekends though. I just hang out with mom because during the week I have home health aides for her. So yep. But I've taken her to shows with me, not like festival shows, but like shows like at the OK, like our girl Nicole Pinnick. She plays in a band and she just does like stuff like Melissa Etheridge.
Have you been going out to see Nicole?
We haven't done it for a little while now, but I took mom and mom really enjoyed it. She loved it. And she does shit like Melissa Etheridge, but she got her own songs too. But it's like, you know, that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? And mom loves live music and I'll take her out to like the little get togethers or whatever. And she loves the live music. She loves live music. So that's another thing. Music therapy. When she was going through her coma, coming out of her coma, I just made him play music for her all the time, like play music in the background, no matter what, all the time. And she started singing songs before she even could really, you know, have a conversation. She could sing a whole song. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Have you ever heard of that? Music therapy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool to see
awesome.
it like work. It's real
really
shit.
awesome.
All right. Well, we're like 2-ish hours in today. I feel like we're probably getting to a good wrap-up point. We shared what we got going on. We talked about what's coming up next week, Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Happy early Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Mine's late because I had it yesterday for
That's right. Coming up. About to go out to Michigan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Enjoy having time with the fam.
And thank you. It was great to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Yeah, we got to get Faith down in Columbus with us though. I feel like you'll just have a blast sitting with us. We usually go grab a bite to eat beforehand, or we could go get a bite afterwards. But we gotta have you down. We gotta have you down to run them up with us.
Yeah, I can do that.
I think you and Jordan will get along great. And then Jordan's girlfriend, she's awesome. I think you guys get along great as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we could go have some hippie fun together somewhere.
Hippie fun together. Woo,
Yeah,
woo.
hippie fun together. Like do some music or something. I need some music in my life. There's always some jams going on if you look for them around Columbus. I know of like some blues jams that we could go hang out that we'd all probably be down for. But yeah, maybe we could even get some like bonus material if we're all hanging out together in the wild.
Yeah, the Scarlet and Gray's always got good artsy fartsy stuff with music. I like it. They got a lot of people painting. I just found that out. Went there to see the zombie. What the hell are they called? Bath salt zombies. Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
Bath salt zombies.
Yes.
I like the name.
Yes, bath salt zombies. And then also shit. Man, my brain. What's his freaking name? He plays like metal, but hippie metal. Really?
Hippie metal?
Yeah. Willie something. But anyways, though, I went to see the Bath Salt Zombies because I heard about them. They paint up as skeletons with black light paint. So when they have like a strobe light, black light, then they turn into skeletons for a second. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
And they play, and then their music's like weird as fuck, but I loved it.
I love it.
It's pretty cool.
We got to catch some live music together.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign
Very
off.
cool.
If you guys want to join us at all, I'm usually on Instagram. I'm trying to go live at least once or twice with each session. It's super easy to access me through that. Any questions or anything, hit me up there. You can also reach us through any of the Reinventing platforms. Anything you want to say before we sign off, Jordan?
I think that's about said it.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, travel safe.
Yep.
If you're social safe. And we will see you in 2 Thursdays.
Heck yeah.
2 and 2.
The weeks.
All right,
Get your
guys.
family stuffs in, then we'll see you the week
Alrighty.
after.
Peace
All right.
out.
Happy
Bye, guys.
Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye.